Looking like a rubble start for definitely on the MIBR side. Not too sure about EG. Actually giving it up at least slightly. No hesitation here coming through from MIBR, rushing straight into it. Ye is going to back out, but with the door obviously opened.
You smoking.
All that is just a little turnstile.
Selena's drunk. She said EG's gonna win.
Keep the focus for Evil Geniuses a little bit more forward over towards Tree, which Ye is primed and just ready to go for that.
Unless Ye, God tournament, or a God match.
Cover, pulls back the defense on top of the site, but Nature still at a spot to potentially fight this out. Stealth drone up and over, gets a good reveal onto one. Suppression is going to be key, but
I did see the Sean Garrett stuff.
At least the spike from being planted, so it's going to be a 5v5 retake.
Full 5v5 retake.
And all five coming through different directions. Really.
Oh, that kill is huge. Losing this area is huge. Oh my God. Nah, they're giving me false hope. They're giving me false hope. I've seen this movie. I already know how it ends. I've seen how this ends.
As clean as you get on a retake, and the stealth drone suppression looked like it was about to expire as the retake was coming through. It's just simply put the players down on the close corners of those choke points.
Do you think Leo will come back to pro and dominate again? I think he'll have like a month or two where he's not like God prime mode, but he'll be back pretty quick.
Losing rubble control. Losing small door.
I know how this is going to be EG starting the game 5-0 up. Their one timeout will come. This half will end 6-6. Watch. I've seen this movie 1,000 times.
Nothing here to really defend Icy with a shot potentially, but it's all quiet actually. As they just use the cover of the smoke to get by on the wall.
Well, that's going to fade eventually here. Close smoke down for now. Icy still holding with the outlaw in hand. There's the flash, dark cover comes through, but Icy
big
just
kill.
blindly takes a shot. No
Yay, Yay star. Yup. We need to get Jake some ecos.
And yeah, the salvo
That's another one. Oh, we'll take what?
And outside of Zenom again, creating.
I mean, Icy getting a good start is huge too.
Really
I'm gonna go fuck myself.
Geniuses. There's no way he gets more than that. And yeah, another double at the end, but it's still comfortable for EG.
Well, Zenom is getting active in the kill feed, so
what?
Again, a dangerous play mechanically. MIBR not winning these opening 2 rounds or doing too
Watch.
much of it.
5-0 to 6-6.
They couldn't really get too much done outside of Zenom. To be losing this hard and still Zenom picking up 4 kills.
The Jinx monster, they call me. I don't like that.
Beyond that, Adazine through the smoke, instantly dropping spike.
This is old patch. They are playing this qualifier on the old patch.
Exactly what is up.
Teo good.
See what MIBR can get done on their first gun round this time.
Do you like Neon or Raze better on Lotus? Personally, Neon.
EG haven't been really aggressive on either of these locations. They've not really.
No.
Same with Fracture, Neon.
Either mound or rubble, which is a little strange for a defensive team.
More options with Neon,
I think.
The
simple fact that there's not really an opportunity for them to flood any initiative or initiator type of utility to dominate that space. Like, you just have some information gathering tools with this fade.
Right.
So you really don't.
Alright, they're about to full XXC. Oh, they have 3 people here.
You don't have the breeze,
Superman?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, never mind, there's a smoke there.
Yeah. Or things like a gecko to get.
As long as Derek doesn't die, and they end up actually going back to C, this is fine. This setup. Because Icy has this line. He's had this line. Even if the wall goes up and back down.
You talk about patience and setting up for success. Nature's very, very cautious about the fact that they have a loss of B control previously. When you lose either or of rubble, the mount.
So close.
Prowlers in there, making sure that they have at least that control.
Turn up.
That's what happens with smoke phase here. They've cut noise completely, but EG have not.
Oh god, 3 people here.
You're gonna be rewarded for staying.
Oh, ASPAS.
Well, ASPAS for the first.
Big kill. Yay star. Is there a world? Is there a world where he gets 2 1-deeks? 1? Oh.
Continues to connect, but
honestly, this is still possible if Nature can get 1.
He will drop, leaving Nature to be the one to try to follow away in. Haun's going to be sent.
Spike planted.
Doesn't really affect.
Verno's playing this well.
Again, there's those persistent clove smokes that.
Now they're gonna double peek Nature.
Post mortem here for Ye.
Oh
Nature,
no!
trying to work together. The paint cells land. Oh no, not like this.
This can get weird. This can actually get very weird.
Stuck kind of in the corner here. You've got Verno trying to watch over the side. Did they see the information on this wrap?
God.
They want that so badly.
They know they're both in the site.
Back over the top.
Well played. Well played.
And that will get MIBR on the board at least.
Oh, they made the noise, started to run there a little bit, picked up the weapons, got the upgrades, but Verno surviving on 2 HP, collects both, knows exactly which angle the final two are coming through. Some decent shots from Ye, though, on nothing but the Sheriff, and the first Ye versus ASPAS duel goes the way of Ye. So despite winning that round for MIBR...
Wait, if MIBR make it, then Verno and NRG are going to be on the same flight.
Walking through, guns in hand, maybe not fully for Adazine. This time around, back over towards Rubble. And a
That's
walk
fire
down as well from EG. Look at this.
Yeah, bold call here, but they have not seen much of that early utility being spent over through pillars. And wow, not even eager enough to stay here. They're just going to get the read that no one's at mid. You're also getting the visual check over towards C. So EG can very early on kind of hedge their bets that this is going to be at least an early effort towards A, but we'll see, because this is not a commitment yet for MIBR.
They didn't really do anything on other parts of the map, so they have to consider that potential of plays that have potentially walked down.
Damn.
Control just
Take A control, leave 3, make big noise here, push this guy back,
but as we sort of discussed,
and then hit A late, or are they going to do the B split?
Going to be very aggressive in taking these parts of the map, which EG haven't really been able to contest.
Very well played round from MIBR so far.
In B, sending prowlers just for extra information.
Ooh, they're leaving.
A very slow round from MIBR so far.
EG have very little info to work with here.
At this point.
Wow, they're leaving Icy by himself at A.
Have not seen any of that initiation towards A. Haunt over the top. That's going to give you an intention.
Oh no, a full C hit.
Snake foot at the front doors. Bouncing on into sight, or at least attempting it, is MIBR. Salvo meets them though.
Yeah.
Corner
Derek gets 2.
Derek for 3, just playing the deep angle.
Gets 3.
And MIBR just cannot get into sight. And that's why EG are not bothering trying to take the fight early.
Yo.
They're just going to suffer.
Nah, I know how this ends. I know how this ends. 6-6. Derek Overwatch just holds the bomb site by himself. They got mollied and missiled.
A, we saw similar struggles in the early rounds.
MIBR literally could have just faked C, open door, gone B. They had so much with the map.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, they're 50-50 for now, but money's gone awry here for MIBR. Guardian on board for Zenom, who still, again, has been pretty sharp so far in the early rounds. It's been Verno picking up the rest of the pace. ASPAS still really yet to make his mark on this map.
He only has Guardian.
First time we're going to start to see some ultimates in play as well, potentially.
Here we go. For the first time, we're going to start to see a little bit of aggression being shown by Evil Geniuses. Just looking to see if they can get any early damage, and they do for what it's worth. Damage onto both the Omen and the Breach, and enough to actually push MIBR away from A. Angle from Super works out, and he's able to connect down to Archon.
He needs a rotate. He needs a rotate.
A limited amount of initiation out of MIBR. You'll get the Armageddon. You might have to spend
the rotate's
just
late.
to get onto sight.
Doesn't matter though.
What they get is a free site because you do have Superman just backing out.
Superman's playing this perfectly.
That were walking.
They have waterfall control. Nah, they're chilling. This is a clean round for EG.
Once again, you're gonna ideally be able to get this plant. It's been delayed somewhat.
Oh, and they ulted. Wait.
Well, there's the Armageddon. Vipers.
Wait, they Viper ulted?
Showstopper, and it lands right into the teeth of the offense, leaving Zenom with the last one left.
Nah.
I just don't know what you can do from here. Now, granted,
no.
different times, and he's been
I don't
able
like
to find
that.
some consolation eliminations, but this one doesn't feel nearly as likely. It's going to be a flawless round for Evil Geniuses, the quickest that we've seen so far in this half.
EG is not winning this map.
Entirely. Armageddon coming on down.
This is 2-0.
To fill the gap.
MIBR. Frozy, thank you for the prime.
Which then allows the Showstopper a lot more guaranteed.
That's the timeout.
You think the remaining
Watch what happens now.
Potentially within the pit. There's certainly one way to clear the pit, and a double coming on in for
Watch, guys. Watch. I don't understand why you guys keep doubting. I don't get it.
Time out. MIBR losing Adazine that early as well. I mean, the fact they even got onto site, good in the sense that they...
I don't know why he Viper ulted there. There was literally such a low chance of winning that round.
Holding there in the first place, unlike previous rounds where there are a lot of EG members, at least 3, on C itself, making it difficult for MIBR to even walk in. And even on those previous rounds, I believe Adazine also died.
Ye is about to drop 40 kills. I'd be so down, but it's not happening.
I believe in a row where Adazine just hasn't been part of that.
What agent has the worst design for pro play?
Right.
Teo.
It's again just one of those situations that Evil Geniuses are just, I mean, happy and kind of from a game plan situation, just allowing MIBR to just continue to flood their utility at the choke points, whether it be at A or C, and then saying, all right, fine, we'll just kind of smoke you back. get a little bit of a burst in out of Icy, and then
Reyna and Clove, why?
Derek's 9-3 as well. I will say, like, in terms of your Tejo, it's not been
They're
like
not
a
maximum
9-3
util
casually
buffed.
in the back of the site. That's been Derek up and active on these defensive rounds.
Yeah. Planning to start.
The double controller in this map is also very good, especially because the Viper wall at A is consistently being able to put it up and down. And then Viper orb as well. Just perma smoke.
Solo is super gonna be on towards C. This time
You just keep things smoked for a longer time.
You'd think that would allow them to get on C
And
quite comfortably.
Sentis are a little bit overrated on this map now because it's so easy to bait out util at C
Through this kind of narrow
and at
alleyway.
A.
This
But
time
Vize
the
is still
cover on
good.
the
I don't think
backside
she's
of the site
bad.
if they commit to this.
People just
Once again,
prefer the extra
rotating
smokes.
over. Delayed stealth drone. Poison cloud up. The DK, not something you want to really fiddle with. And MIBR will back
Map
away,
control
hit the
wise, smokes
door,
are also better than
force the
Senti.
attention of nature right back over to B, but you still have Icy in a tight, tucked corner to where he could rotate to B quickly or
It's like
stop any late
stationary
rotations
util for
to A.
Sentis,
Again,
whereas
this feels like Evil
controllers
Geniuses are
don't
comfortable
have
on the map
stationary
right now.
util.
With Addison coming back over towards C, it is going to look like a C finish. Exploring now is ASPAS. I don't know that Super is posted up. Are they going to spot this one? Showstopper in hand. That's unreal. But it gets
Honestly, the
traded.
fact that Superman got one before dying is
So good
huge.
from
Derek
Super,
is on
and
one.
Even better from Derek, just spamming through the railing, catches the head of Verno, and now you've got the potential to open up the flank through tree if you want to, or probably through the mid doors. And it's going to be a 2-2 split up for this retake, and they are going to try.
That's just annoying. What is happening?
Derek,
Wait, was I wrong?
just continues to connect blindly onto MIBR, who have to
Nah,
be
it's gonna be 6-6.
extremely frustrated
Listen,
at this
now
point.
MIBR realized
Yeah, they
after
just
hitting
had the
C for
default
the
and, you
8th
know,
time
good damage coming on through.
that maybe we
But
should
that
stop
is
going C
frustrating
now.
extremely, because this time
And
you
now they're
can't
gonna go
say,
A and
Addison
start
done
winning.
Too early. Not the case. Just a simple matter of the fact that they wanted to get in towards C, got a little bit uncomfortable. Poison orb being dropped down. The fact
Watch.
that Super trades
Watch.
1-for-1 versus
And they have good
Showstoppers,
ults.
pretty
Breach
impressive
ult,
as well.
Tail ult. Nah. Nah,
And
nah,
no
nah.
opportunity
This
for
is
them
a one
to
round
then
by
being
MIBR.
to go anywhere else on the map. They didn't really explore anywhere else.
Look,
B is a little
take
tricky.
full A
Nathan's
control,
just
they're not even
holding
fighting
that
for
one
A
down.
here.
There was a second member there as well from EG.
EG's not even fighting for A here.
And as we move into number 7 here, we really haven't seen MIBR make too many attempts on A outside of the early pistol.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they looks like they're going to give this a bit of a feel out this time around.
By the way, Super, massive information.
Yep. Continues to see if I don't have any pressure towards C Mountain, I'm just going to go ahead and play contact on it. Also an early door pop here for Ye.
Yeah, he's just
Seeing
fighting.
a pretty good amount of information
Wait.
here too. Stuck in a bit of a corner. Stealth drone deleted, and Ye finds 2. Can bring himself back to life. Arches in, is able to find only 1. And MIBR is just getting suffocated on this offensive half. They've got no room to work with, nowhere to go. Verno stuck in a corner. Blast pack just to kind of keep his aim a bit awry, and Icy will finish that one off with ease. 6-1 Evil Geniuses.
Wait, so we
It's
can't
not
hit
even
any
need to be
site?
a Ye game. He's going to throw in the res in there, whatever. It's like you didn't even get Ye down on his essentially one and done type of angle there. This is getting really messy. That was their
Wait,
gun
is
round as
MIBR
well.
trying
Now
to-
they're halfway in
they're not-
towards
they don't wanna
C,
go to
as we said,
Saudi.
They didn't really have too much
Oh, I get
success
it.
on towards C. Maybe it's time to look towards A again, but even looking at A, it just doesn't go their way at all. They've only got one round. That was the one round they found on C.
Yep.
Quite a long time ago versus
A bonus.
EG that was on a bonus.
Exactly.
So EG didn't even have full weaponry.
Yeah, this has been
6-1 to 6-6?
annoying.
I said 5-1
for
to 6-6.
MIBR. And now on Stinger.
Off your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Off
But
your
I say
feet,
on
it got
Stingers,
Ye.
You're looking to go quickly. You got the Rolling Thunder, you got the Armageddon. Rolling Thunder comes through. Ye.
Are we
affected, or
fucking
is he?
crazy right
It's
now?
aesthetic utility. It doesn't matter if you're stunned or not if you're Ye. Arches in trying to stay
Oh,
alive.
yeah.
Verno
Here's the
says,
comeback.
"Bring this back."
Here's the comeback,
Weapon to be
guys.
collected. Spike looking to be planted, but Verno, is he actually going to full commit to this? Because Supa's going to play over through stairs side. Doesn't have the snap fully in play, but can separate it. Offensive toxic screen goes up to delay this play a little while longer.
By the way, Ye can still drop smokes, which is what we saw there. It helps Super out a little bit, but there's been no plant. Might be a cutting noise.
That's the comeback.
And Zenom
Here it
just
is.
has the shot. Zenom able to have the foresight to predict the possibility of Super coming through there. And
Here it
you
is,
have to give
6-6.
credit, yeah, that was a thrifty. Picking up some weapons.
ASPAS is 2 and 8.
Messy once MIBR actually got aggressive on towards A. It was looking great, actually, honestly, for EG.
It's a little dangerous.
The amount of
Derek 12
kills
and
that Ye picked
4.
up early on, but just barely
My
enough trade
God,
off the back of
Overwatch.
Werner. Adesina even got one there.
Okay, chat. If somehow EG miracle this game, do you want EG to make it or 100 Thieves?
On-site and a little bit deep onto it, it is difficult for Evil Geniuses to recontest because this is all about stopping.
Okay, you guys hate 100 Thieves. You guys literally hate 100 Thieves.
Necessarily as great.
What's aggressive that we've seen from EG so far onto Rumble? This is actually insane.
Well,
they're getting punished for it.
I have never seen a unanimous. Oh, MIBR won again.
Where it comes to paint shells and
late round A control, they just win.
MIBR able to scale through it, find those eliminations deep, and now it looks like a very comfortable round for them here at the 4v2 post plant.
What a 1v1.
This kid is unreal.
That should be the round now. 3 recovered for MIBR. You would think, yeah, Super might want to do some damage, does so, but not enough. So with 6 on board for EG, MIBR starting to find their pacing a little bit to recover this half. 6
Why are you saying Jinx Monster? Oh, because I said he's insane and then he missed. It's 10 and 8. It's all good. Damn, Potter paused, but it doesn't even matter. It's about to be a 6-6 half.
And a good timing as well for EG to talk about how they want to
6-6 half, and then MIBR win pistol next half, and then it's 8-6, and then they lose bonus 8-7, and then 9-7.
You just flat out you just get beat because
MIBR wins this game 13-9.
I think there is a lesson learned there though. Like, if MIBR can get through the first line of defense and get onto site with some comfort, it is difficult for Evil Geniuses to retake. And then that last round, it's just a trap play, set play, where they've thrown that a couple of different times, where you toss the paint shells and the salvos, you toss a prowler behind.
You think either of these teams are beating 100 Thieves? I disagree.
Wait back a little bit longer.
I think if MIBR make it,
and
they
find
win
the kills that they need
against 100
to find a
Thieves.
comfortability.
No,
so again,
actually, I don't even know.
Okay, trap play doesn't work. Maybe you're more worried about what had happened.
I think 100 Thieves makes it.
But I think you're absolutely right. In terms of conversation point here,
I ain't gonna lie. I think 100 Thieves makes it.
3 rounds to play with. This is what's going to happen in the next 3 rounds. This is what we're going to use. This is how we're going to break it down.
The insane thing is that the Rolling Thunder round, Ye was completely stunned up and still managed to get kills and stay alive for an ungodly amount of time. So even that Rolling Thunder round, a little bit tricky until players like Zenom and Werner, but we'll swing it back around. Of course,
okay, let's see what they do.
Talk about the money here a little bit. It is getting a
2-1-2 for EG.
For the side
No
of EG,
immediate map control.
In a row. I have full armors.
Derek is just starting C for the C pop every time, and then leaves.
Back over towards mid.
That's fair. Early prowler from nature doesn't really reveal too much, but
wait, there's B popping. This guy's fatal and tether.
Pressure at B.
Oh god.
Have been eager to toss out some early utility.
Wait.
And nature
is he gonna flood?
Is gonna wait for the Armageddon first, then the Nightfall behind that counter Armageddon.
Oh my! What is he supposed to do, bro?
And then a little bit of spam just to make sure there is no.
What is he supposed to?
Superman also playing on this connection through tree, or probably again through that mid door.
EG MIBR wins this round. No,
make this a little bit more doable up until Verdo gets traded, and now it's just down to Zen for a 1v3.
Well, you know, Super did the same thing he did on a previous round where he pushed up a little bit.
Okay, if I want anyone alive in this situation in this game right now, it's this guy. It's a 1v3.
Also pushing the same side, but Super, full information, knows nothing is there. Gets the call that the action is happening over towards mid and can just.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have bomb, which I don't like.
Surprised MIBR, which is exactly what happened. By the way, double Armageddon's used, man. ASPAS is just in the middle of bombardment.
30 seconds left.
It's been really clean for Evil Geniuses. Salvo's out just to put a little bit of pressure on Zenom.
19 seconds, but there's. Oh no, Ye is here.
And this round will, well.
Nah, Derek's gonna play. Derek's playing it.
As Zenom finds
it's happening.
Shot,
oh my god, he's gonna win.
It's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. Ye's moving quickly. Able to get the decay in.
Oh my god, he won!
No way. No way.
This is the 1v3. Icy's gonna tiptoe around the side. Shorty doesn't fully connect.
What the fuck?
Icy saves the day. At what was the full HP he had before the decay? 59 health, just a couple of bullets away from falling. But EG still win the round just with a little bit more drama than he would have
Double expected. Shorty in the ult doesn't kill him?
I think a little bit more, a couple more seconds. He's decayed enough that the Shorty was just absolutely obliterated, but just not the case. And Zenom played that so superbly. Again, the player that yesterday impressed me, that was a standout. Today, again, in these situations, he actually made a 1v3 more than possible. I mean, I was
Yeah, I
even
mean,
thinking
in
it was like,
hindsight, if he just had the Vandal, he wins.
well, he's probably not going to save because they do have money, so he's got to do something here. But what can he really do? Is he
No,
gonna get
man,
some
I wanted my
damage in? The
6-6
economy for
pred
EG
to
is
come
pretty
through.
bad,
That's
so
sad.
if he actually takes away a few weapons that will hurt,
Yeah.
he does so much more. The fact that he made that possible is disgustingly
Derek
good.
starting
I will
C
say, just as a
again.
small little tidbit, never a confident building when you
Is he
see
gonna scan
ASPAS
through?
in spawn 2 and 10 trying to take shots at his teammates to get his aim locked in. So, has not been great from the duelist for MIBR. Hasn't really had a chance, though, for being
I think
honest.
Derek
That's just a
scans
byproduct
through
of
here.
Evil Geniuses just stuffing these
Just
hits
to clear
before they
it.
can really even get onto site. So,
Oh, Fade, I
Really,
saw
and
everything.
The conversation is more on the rookie side. We're looking at the players, MIBR, that are not the superstar trophy lifters. The players are a little bit newer. Zen and Verno Cortezia on the upper side of the fragging power right now. Yay, okay,
Yay
he's
by
playing control, but he's
himself. Oh,
still
never mind. IC's
delivering
here. IC
on the
also
promise
one
that
away
he
from
thought-
Rizal.
He thought he would. ASPAS needing to maybe fire up just a little bit here.
I do like this potential B split call, though.
well, they're going to break small door. Ye still playing. He's played this angle almost the exact
God.
same place, exact same rounds, just behind.
Ye can't get another one, or they're fucked.
Arches in, just trying to get the isolated 1v1 onto Ye. Tough battle
Yeah.
with El Diablo, but
Oh,
he's got
he
help.
ulted.
Ye going to bring himself back to life.
Oh, they
Not
jumped
gonna
him.
do much with that though. Meanwhile, keep your eye on ASPAS. He's all the way up and over towards ropes, and Nature on a stinger isn't going to feel great about peeking this.
Oh my
Special delivery
God.
connects. Gives EG a little
ASPAS
bit of room
getting
to
no
work on this
chances.
platform. The drop down in towards Cortegia's
No easy
direction.
chances.
No, backs away. And we'll stay to the 4v3 as we're waiting for Supa to get the rotation back over through small.
Super and Verno is all likely to spot each other very soon, depending on how these walls played. Likely waiting for a timing from Super to play into
Alright
this
then.
one. Is MIBR.
MIBR closes the ref. Half out. 7-5.
And he's really got not much room to work with.
7-5
Some decent
coming up.
damage into Cortegia, but not quite able to finish off the elimination, and a 4th round tallied for MIBR. Now, let's be honest with one another here, Avril. That MIBR pull off a 7-5 half after how this half had started.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're feeling great. Like, whoa, we're in this. Like,
We had a 6-1 at one point, and since that 6-1, EG have only crawled back a single round. It's been mostly
7 on
MIBR. The
defense
fact that
is
they've
great
been
for
able to put
EG.
themselves in a
Unfortunately,
position
not enough to beat
to
MIBR.
finish 7-5 is a decent comeback, and that's
Zenom
even
is
absent
14
of
and
ASPAS
10.
really having much to do with this half
Jesus.
at
No, not
all,
at
which
all.
might be one of the reasons that they are faltering a little bit, but also credit again to EG and how easily EG have been, especially in their winning rounds, to just completely
Wait.
shut out the members of MIBR as they
Wait,
do
what?
so once again.
wow, that's so frustrating because this is a round where, like,
Oh, that's
full
okay.
purchase is just not
ASPAS
really
is still
available
alive.
for either team. Light armor is also in play, so things like the Guardian, things like the Outlaw.
See,
can
this
pack
is
a
what
punch, and
ASPAS
wouldn't
wants. You
know
guys
it,
want?
EG
You're
just
doubting
played
him right now,
the
right?
full-on
You're doubting
flat-out
what he
angles
is capable
and
of
come away with
because
the
he's like
first 2
3 and
kills.
10.
Now you got
Everyone's like,
Showstopper.
forgot. Watch what he does this round.
And it's just one of those rounds that you look at and say, damn it, if you're MIBR.
And you lose Zenom as well, who's been your top fragger so far in this half, the one reliable player. We've seen him land some, honestly, really good shots on players.
Oh,
just
yeah,
jiggle
good
people,
positioning.
walls,
Very good
combinations, Zenom will
positioning.
take you down. I'll tell you what, ASPAS is
Never
alive
mind.
deeper
ASPAS is
into the
cooked.
round. It's his turn.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Won't do anything with it.
Can't even fire back. But to
All
be
right,
fair,
8-4,
it's just
fuck.
after you get to a 3v5, like, you just have so much you have to clear. Like, you can't really put it onto ASPAS. It's just there hasn't been an opportunity. And kind of, again, let's just reflect on the 4 rounds that MIBR have taken. One was in the bonus
EG's playing it
that they were
too
able to
well.
punish.
EG's playing it
The other
very,
was
very
in
well.
a
30
Stingers
seconds left.
Rolling Thunder round that, again, I think illuminated the fact that MIBR, if they can get deep onto site,
Does he
it's
scan?
difficult for EG to retake. And that was the case in their 4th round win, that you get
going
a little
heavy
bit
heaven.
deeper onto A again, and it just, they can't contest with it. Showstopper out for the retake here, though.
Oh, well played. Well played by EG. Very well played, actually. 8-4, not bad.
On just the outside.
Still
The explosion
winnable
radius
for MIBR, but EG is actually playing very
Final
well.
thoughts here, Abel, before we send a break.
Zenom, bit of a monster. That one
Is there a world where EG 2-0s? No, right?
But unfortunately, MIBR not looking great. So
Switching
let's
It's a
go to
BO3.
a break when we come back to the second half of the map.
I want to sleep help. Go to bed, bruh. Kimmy, you called 8-4? Respect. Who's owning right now for EG? Derek and who? Yay? Derek, yeah, I see, right? Damn. Okay, if EG win map 1, they might as well just win. But I don't think they will. I just don't think so. I don't know. There's something about EG that makes me think they're not going to win this. MIBR don't care about this tournament because it's old patch and they're training for Toronto already. Okay. If there was a country in the World Cup Valorant who would be the strongest, probably Turkey. What do you think EG has improved on? Because they're a lot better now. I think they're very good at playing numbers up. And because they don't throw away free kills, they're also very good at taking info safely. Not a lot of 1v1s. They're taking way less random 1v1s. Way less random risks.
I'll be honest with you, like, you don't have to have this pistol, but boy, do you really want it to give yourself a chance to get your defense set up.
Yeah, 4-8 is not comfortable. 5-7 was nearly on board for MIBR.
Okay.
You really wanted to see that as well.
Big pistol for MIBR.
In terms of the momentum swinging in the latest 5 rounds, start to look more favored towards MIBR. When you look at those first 7, though, EG just had a.
You know, ASPAS sitting there like, fucking, I hate being at home. Put me on a stage, see what happens to these fucking kids.
Mound coming through for EG. I think really aggressive from either team, but just yet taking it slow. Name of the game for EG, of course.
Yeah, I think the thing, though, for EG on this offensive side is that you don't really have the ability of playing around with your setups. I think you just have to kind of commit because you're really just relying on controller abilities
he
to get
doesn't
into sight.
ASPAS
You don't have
does
the
not
ability
pie,
to
bro.
flash on in. It's going to be all about throwing good smokes and using that as an opportunity to kind of set the battlefield on your own terms. Whereas for MIBR, they have got, of course, the ability to play for trap plays with the Breach Tejo Rays, but we'll see how much they actually try to do that, as there's going to be a mad battle here at the front doors at C.
MIBR, they've spotted something here as well in terms of the read.
They already have assistant coach.
Assuming they are knowing that C is going to be the play. Salvo's going to slow down.
I mean, they're ready. They have 4 C. MIBR 4 people C.
Flash merely avoided for now.
Oh god, this is hard. This is so hard for EG.
You've got Super on the long route, and honestly, EG can just sit here and wait a little while longer.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Paranoia comes through.
They're going B though. Derek's going B with bomb.
Making a little bit more noise for Evil Geniuses because the door will start to open up.
Oh my god, they faked B and went back C, and everyone rotated, and Superman's flanking. Okay. No pie. What a mid round.
And the finishing punch is provided by Supa from that long route for the pistol win for EG.
And I actually saw Zenom check it as well. He was kind of curious about the fact that there is a flank coming on through. He actually went there, but what you see is the tiny little box in the minimap. That's where Supa was hiding, and Zenom didn't go further than the box. To be fair, if he had, I think Supa would have killed him anyway. But the fact that you had Zenom knowing the potential to be flanked was open. He thought he checked it, but he didn't check deep enough. Supa found the timing. Comes in big.
Snoop Dogg, yeah, fucking right.
Unbelievable stuff.
Okay, maybe EG wins.
And
like,
that's
fuck.
What we're gonna start to see. Like, Evil Geniuses are gonna wait back, make sure they don't.
They're nice like this. I didn't know.
Trap play. And then once they feel confident that there is no such thing involved for MIBR, they'll start to make their move. Stealth drone deleted. Doesn't really reveal too much outside of the fact that Evil Geniuses have not left spawn.
They actually look good as fuck.
At least one member hasn't left spawn. That would be Yate. Kind of stealth drone now moving on through, clearing through rubble.
Okay, they saw Cortezia.
Should be info
slowly taking their time. They're gonna take door control potentially.
Over on tree. First contact.
That's a good stun. That is a good stun.
Oh,
I see staying alive is huge there. Baited the trap. They know there's 4 here now. 2B, 2A.
And now if you're Evil Geniuses with the fault line, the salvo's gone.
Oh,
now
no,
you're going to start to set up your attack.
Door opens again.
Alright, they're going in.
It's going to cause some problems because this time Cortezia is not there and they are not sure about what is happening on that side of the map. Toxic screen's going to block the movement and onto site we go.
Yep, Hawk sees all the way to the backside of the
they
site.
take their time, get a free 5v5 retake. Well done.
Towards this stairs setup. Long wrap from Arches in. But with just pistols, what can
All
you
right,
really
let's
get from
see.
here?
Is
You
there a
have to
world
connect
where
onto a
Artisan does
headshot.
something crazy here?
And look
I
at
mean, could be
Genius's.
pretty good.
The thing is, like, there's still players who are responsible for this.
Ah,
They're
he
all stacked
just-
up. They can respond to this very quickly. This is taking so much time. Fault line will reveal the play.
Yeah.
And Nature will
Well
shut down
played.
Immediately. Here comes the play now back from
Wait,
the front. Verno for
they
one.
buy? I don't get it.
You can't
The
get
singers.
through stairs, though. This is just taking so long. 4v4 out. Trigger onto the spike. ASPAS holding the front doors, but the spam on the backside of the dark cover too strong.
Wow, they're just playing together in the door.
Just trying to stay alive, deal some more damage. But
Oh
it's not
my
gonna be
god,
allowed
it's
to.
happening, isn't
And
it?
as Verno falls, the anti-eco is good for Evil Geniuses to get double digits.
I don't get it. How do they have
Smoke
singers?
phase
They
there as
buy?
well, just the
I didn't
Superior
notice.
guns coming on through. EG
didn't see the money.
blasting their way through. And they held that entire post plant offside as well on towards
Wait,
Tree.
what?
And couldn't get more done from his positioning. You start to question maybe it would have been better for him just to
Derek
slowly
Overwatch
pick
16
through
7.
that
Trust
one
me,
to try
I'm
and
seeing
find
it.
timing. He fault lines and the fault line reveals
The
one player,
generational
but it
performance
also
from these
reveals
guys.
himself, which means he can't
Alright,
get a
fuck
backstab
me.
kill to cause issues. So both on the front end and the back end. I mean, you also said as well, it is pistols, so we really expect that. But I think there's just a little bit of good timing on Artisan, maybe a little bit more. This ASPAS is spam through the smoke, delivered one. MIBR now 6 rounds in the hole versus EG.
How are you
talk about
doubting EG
MIBR,
when they almost beat G2? You're
necessarily
not
needing to
wrong.
win the
I
pistol, but
just
it'd be nice.
didn't think they'd be able to keep it
Now
up,
it's
I
them needing
guess.
to win gun rounds.
Yeah.
But I
But
don't
the
know.
thing about it is, they had half purchased in
It's
the
like
last
insane,
round.
though. I'm
So
happy
now
for
you're
them.
just stuck on Stingers and Sheriffs again if you're MIBR. And this bonus becomes extremely winnable.
Oh, shit.
But as you able to find the first one on the IC though.
Okay, good trade.
Follow-up coming through Nature for the trade. Fault line stopping things in place, but ASPAS is affected by this, but it doesn't really amount to too much as both teams will kind of just default back to their corners and continue on the 4v4.
I haven't fought Gold Gray yet.
I mean,
At all,
MIBR's going to fall off this a
actually.
little bit as well, so it's giving EG the opportunity to now walk through.
Actually,
Door's
one
not open
time.
yet.
One time I
Open
did,
with Toxin
and I got
String,
fucking
allowing them to pass
smashed
through in towards Tree. Only one defender there so far.
earlier in the
ASPAS.
game. Since then, no.
Straight through the plate, drone leading the way. Spotted one, testing information.
Oh, that's annoying.
Oh boy. 30
Marked
seconds
up
though,
by
plenty
the
of time.
C's. Just kinda
Ah,
stuck in
nah, EG's
position.
playing it
He
too
finds
well.
the easy kill. Spike now planted, 3v4 for the retake, and you've got Verno at low health. Artisan stuck over towards Pit, and they know he's
Oh
there.
god. He has to
Oh,
get a
boy.
kill here, not to pie, right?
Will be cleaned up now.
Should be.
They got it!
Gets one for his efforts. Zenom follows up. You got to remember that he's kind of the Sheriff King so far in this map. But time is going to be a major issue, especially considering that the salvo
You got
has
it.
been re-earned at this point. Hard to say.
Plus the fact that Ye can continually drop smokes even after death, and long range advantage for Super. Outlaw in hand. How can you even
too.
do this? Trying to swing on in. It won't be enough.
Jeez, man.
Easy for
This is
Super.
EG's map pick, right? It has to be. They're actually playing it fucking well. They take so much of their time here and then carefully take door control.
Losing this map in a very dominant fashion from EG's POV.
Yep. Not good news here. I'll tell you that much. I mean, nothing has worked. I mean, you got to combine 9.
They weren't
and
coming back.
28
Okay,
for
look,
ASPAS
bro, I was
Artisan.
wrong. Fuck, I don't know.
Like,
That's
when was
crazy.
the last time you saw ASPAS not go even remotely close to even? I mean, he's just. The thing about it is,
Yeah,
we watched
this is
MIBR
wild.
team on the
This is
offensive
actually
side.
wild.
There hasn't been a chance. Like, the way Evil Geniuses have congested the sites, it's just double blast packing in was not a successful option. And now here on defense, it's like, unless you're playing for a trap play,
Okay.
you're just sitting here and
They have
hoping you
full
can
C
react, and
control for free.
ASPAS is ice cold right
They
now.
just full exec on
MIBR
C?
need
What
to
else
react to
do they
this,
have?
though. They have traveled
None.
into rubble. They see nothing. They should know at this point. Allen has a pretty big stack. Zenom up first. This is the sharpest guy on the team so far. So if you want one player to receive the first contact, Zenom surely is able
Oh
to get all the
god,
work
there's
done
only
here.
one guy
But
here.
ASPAS may not be finding frag power. Zenom surely has. The poison orb just buys a little bit of time for MIBR to regroup
Okay,
a little bit.
Verno's
They're
here.
not
Good
in
molly as well.
rotation.
Good
They're not
delay.
fully
Now someone smokes it.
trusting that EG are actually stacked
Can
up.
we get an
on
Omen
map.
smoke or no?
Yeah.
They don't have any info.
Well, here we go.
Good
The
missiles?
delay tactics have already pretty much been spent. Snake
Damn,
one
they are
salvo
baiting out
already
a
gone
lot of
through.
shit, EG.
What else is
Superman's
available?
still
Can you
front
get
B.
across
They
the map?
could fake
Fault
C
line
right now
From Artisan from B.
and go B.
Might need it. Zenom stepping
Actually-
up. Has avoided a lot of this opening
Oh.
utility. Good delay coming through initially, but Nature still able to find first blood.
Oh
Verno
my
stuck over
god.
towards Waterfall has been marked.
30
It is
seconds
dealt with
left.
quickly by Ye.
Spike planted.
And Supa continues just to keep ASPAS at bay. No need to overchow this.
Is
You've
this
got the
actually
plan, you've got
over?
the 5v2. This should be a casual 12th round right here for EG.
And it looks like
Okay,
they might be
I'm
going for a save.
surprised
They're gonna
Verno didn't
do
play
something
C with
with saving these
Zenom.
rifles. They're gonna
Because you
have
have to
nothing
hold
for
C
when
there.
EG
30
hit
seconds left.
12,
They
which
either
is
go
on
B to
hand.
C,
This is not gonna be EG
or sorry, they either hit
dropping the
C or
round
they go
at
C to
all.
B. And they already had ASPAS and
Zeno,
Arts
unfortunately,
in
baited
here.
out by the blast pack.
So he
Didn't
doesn't have
quite
to play
catch the
B.
secondary member coming through smoke. Aim just wasn't in place to collect even one of those kills, and the hunt comes through for EG because they know if we get these rifles down, MIBR are broke for what will be the final round of the map, and a highly fast map in this BO5, BO3 rather, I should say. And a super quiet game for MIBR, ASPAS included, who's here, who needs to now deliver a little bit. There it is.
All right.
Okay, where was
Sheesh!
the rest of the map?
You put ASPAS in a corner, and he's like, all right, let's go to work. So they save one rifle. Honestly, those eliminations will allow him to help afford a couple of things for his teammates.
He has his ult.
Still, the fact of the matter remains, there just has not been any sort of significant
I mean,
defensive
fuck,
pressure
bro.
for MIBR.
They got
And
owned. I
here's
can't
the
lie.
issue,
They got
like, when
fucking
you deal with-
outplayed
you have to
and
win 8
outshot.
rounds in a row. Like, trying to throw like a curveball by setting up a kind of a blind trap play. When the
What did this guy
barriers
say?
drop is
Luis
so risky, because if it doesn't work, that's like
Morera said MIBR is doing old stuff. They need to prepare for Masters. EG need this tournament, so they're still creating stuff on the old meta.
Because you
don't just forget how to play this meta.
But if you find success
I
doing it,
think you gotta give EG a little bit more credit than that.
Speaking of utility being spent, I mean, look at that MIBR C-side defense. They were actually quite successful in delaying EG's push on in, but EG would not deter. They didn't.
Exactly.
Ye is the best player. You can't change my mind. You have to move him up on the list. We move Ye up on the list.
3 other members off of C. They kept one at B, 2 more over towards A. Standard defaulting to 1-2. And at no point did MIBR gather enough information to really shift over their members. They just had no idea.
Relax, guys. If EG can actually win the best of 3, then we can have a conversation. But
MIBR did
it's just map 1.
And
I'm surprised EG's shitting on them this hard. But they gotta do it again.
EG. The only thing they couldn't really do is actually then stop the hit.
Well, here we go. We've got a little bit of aggression being showcased over towards C-Mound. The Prowler has read this out. Is EG going to commit to it? ASPAS instead with the showstopper.
Oh god, and he got his ult. He just literally rushed into the C-bomb site.
So it's a free first blood in certain regard for EG. The Ye wants to get
no way, bro!
Goodness! How has he been able to find that? ASPAS will at least be able to find his own trade.
And Superman walked A.
So much damage, and now
oh my god, Artson has to be aware of this.
If he can spot the play through mid, then it will be potentially interrupted, but he's just not able. Wonder if he got the footsteps so he has. That's delivered information to MIBR. Odyssey going back over towards A now. Cortezia on the flank, important. Still winnable round for MIBR.
I mean, the good play here for sure, and he's going to hear them running in.
Whereas otherwise, MIBR would have been completely off center from where they need to be on the map.
Yeah.
Because they haven't seen Viper, Verno is very scared about this angle.
From topside ropes, well, he gets suppressed. That's unfortunate. But to say he's got the chance to possibly get the fault line out to stop.
Oh, they got bombed down cleanly.
Into drop by the salvo.
And tether as well.
Aware of that. The post plant now stabilized, waiting for Cortezia to make their way over.
Oh, Superman is in God spot. Actual. Oh no.
Changes his focus at the exact wrong time.
Oh, did he?
Going to be called to flush out the player over towards tree. They know
no way, right?
He would have to snap,
no way, yeah.
But no, not gonna
unlucky.
happen. Verno catches 4 and MIBR will stay
unlucky.
alive.
Well played.
Cortezia ends up making the right call, so I was wondering why he didn't commit to the long flank play all the way through Robert, but he had a judge.
Is there a world? Is there a world where there's a...
in that open space and needed
nah, right? No, right?
Back with his team,
it can't possibly happen.
The position that he had held deep in towards B, pushing up, gathered information about the rotation from EG all the way onto A.
I agree. This is a waste of time. Let's just end this map.
To move from A towards C. Then as soon as Cortezia made that call of the running sounds, Odyssey back over towards A. MIBR
look at him, 20 and 16, still has it. People forgot about Ye, bro.
So MIBR
they forgot how good this guy is.
And now an opportunity where EG are on pretty bad money. I do also have to remind the things over on C were not looking good considering what Ye was able to do.
Yeah.
Disgusting stuff. Kill, res, straight into another kill.
Yep.
Unreal.
And the evil geniuses on this limited purchase. Gonna try to open up something over towards B. Verno, the only defender in place at the moment, as the stealth drone will scout out the 2 defenders over towards C Mound.
Okay, they have
Verno.
This is a possible round win.
Respects the play.
If this is how EG
Not
wins.
with the spike though. So keep your eye on Supa, who continues to lurk over towards
This retake is like
Evil
far.
Genius is trying to force
They
a
don't
couple
know if it's B
rotations
yet.
potentially and open up space for Supa to connect, but now the spike will make its
Wait,
way
what?
on.
They're getting so much
Attempt
space.
For plant, but
kill.
instead,
Oh
and Supa does find
God.
the cross from A to B on the defender. So now you've got a 5v3.
They just split A through
with
B.
A Viper's Pit, the
B
possible
heaven.
map.
Yeah, Zenom dying there is absolutely awful, but Artisan
And
moving
Viper,
his
yeah, it's
positioning
over.
over towards
Alright,
spawn
good. They didn't
means
waste our time,
that
at
Zenom was
least.
going to get crunched. You'd just like to have seen Zenom maybe
This is
get a
insane
1-to-1
calling
trade,
from
which doesn't
nature.
happen. This is, by the way, EG winning now on a Thrifty. 2 upgraded guns. MIBR have no ultimates. They have to play into Armageddon. They have to play into Vipers. But this is so difficult. I mean, there are 3 guns, but now there's 2 guns on EG.
Good luck,
with
Rainy.
superior members as well.
And this has to be something from Verno and Cortegia over through tree. But look at this. Evil Geniuses just huddle back together. ASPAS for 1, though. Can they spam anything else out? Time is running out. Cortegia finds another. That's going to drop the pit. Is there a chance to continue to clean this one up? Yay from inside the site. You don't have to get anymore. So it has to just be gunfight
boy, you
wins.
can't let him
Nature,
have it.
Haunt in the corner. Just waiting for the timing. Finds the first kill.
Didn't
That
have
should be
it.
enough.
GG.
It didn't get the halfway. No chance.
And
to
he
get
kills
this.
him. Ah,
And
it's
how
just
about
over,
the
bro.
little one
Jesus.
from Nature on a close,
Okay.
thrifty round.
Chat. If EG wins this game, which I still think MIBR is going to win, but if EG wins this game, if EG somehow wins this game, then I need EG to qualify because I want to see EA at LAN. What's second map? I have no. Let's see. Don't know. Second map is Icebox. ASPAS' Playground. ASPAS' Playground, bro. Duo watch party. Is Ryan streaming right now? Oh yeah, he is. Oh, different jersey on all of a sudden. This guy's allegiance goes to every single team. This guy's like the United Nations. This guy is allied with every single team somehow. How is that even possible?
Geniuses and do that on your map pick is unbelievable for the mental, for the composure, and the ability to now feel like we got these guys in the bag. Like, legitimately, this is a mismatch. We shut down ASPAS the entirety of this map. It just feels like a lopsided affair to this point. But, Admiral, it is.
Do you think Verno is gonna punch Artson after that performance?
Final thoughts and kind of, tertiary thoughts on that as we head to break here in a moment.
Yeah, let's see the Jets in play now.
Let's see stats. Let's see my boy Ye. Let's see what he did to these guys.
Ye proved his worth on the Cloven. That was on a Cloven. That wasn't even on a duelist, so now could be even more threatening.
Seems like
Oh wow, everyone owned. Literally everyone. Look at this.
Next, see how things go. Don't go far.
14 first bloods. No, EG picked Lotus. MIBR picked Icebox, as they usually do. Yeah, I don't know. This is the map. If they can win Icebox, that's crazy business. But then again, NRG beat them on Icebox. Right? Oh wow, this is quite the streak. Yeah, they did. 13-15. Very close game. So it is possible. Just don't see it like that being a thing. Thoughts on Ye versus ASPAS as a rivalry then and now? I don't see it as much of a rivalry up until Ye makes it to a LAN versus ASPAS. Like, LAN-wise, it would be crazy. Especially if it was like a tournament, you know, and not like the stage. But it's nice to see Ye back in like real Ye form. Like actual Ye. And he's not even opping, he's just straight up out rifling everyone. So if they didn't want to qualify, also true, why would they just play Teo at that point? You think Max gets back to his peak? I think Demon 1 will eventually get to a point where he gets back to close to himself. Like, I think he'll have a Ye type resurgence. But I don't know with what team. He needs the right team to do that with. You know? Old Optic versus old Loud show match? I don't know how they'd be able to bring all the players together. If that flew everyone out, maybe. Feels like he needs someone aggressive, like how Jaw is, or even Icy on this team. I mean, yeah, of course. Ye will... Oh, you're talking about Demon 1, sorry. Yeah. He needs a stable, structured roster that lets him play the game the way he wants to. And I think he'll be alright. Is Demon 1 on a team right now? No, he's not. Low key, Victor, Demon 1. Victor goes in for Demon 1. Oh, wait. We've already done that. Never mind. Forgot. That wasn't even shade. I swear to God, I forgot. I actually forgot. They tried that already. No, that was Demon 1 on Raze, though. No. We haven't tried that. That was Demon 1 playing Duelist.
Welcome back there, friends. A dominant map number 1 from Evil Geniuses on their selection has us looking at Icebox for map number 2. A map that both
Toaster,
teams
thank you for the prime.
yesterday. Both teams made it to overtime yesterday.
Thank you.
So you have to imagine that both teams are looking at it saying,
Shanks, Demon 1, Victor, GMD, Satellite. I don't know if any of these people that you just named have ever even interacted with one another.
Lotus just was not looking good for them at all, and that is an understatement. It was a choice that, unfortunately, I mean, like, it sees as EG's map choice here, which obviously they're going to be great on. I think MIBR would have wanted to play this one anyway, given that they have had...
Who are your favorite rookies from this year? I mean, Kayak from Fnatic is insane.
Completely suffocated out
Cortesia and Zenom are both insane. Scuba, honestly, insane so far. Verno. Adam. Is Adam considered rookie? Yeah, he is. Adam is insane. Brock is insane, bro. All energy. Fuck. Patman, yep.
Exciting this time around, operators in hand, obviously, and yesterday, ASPAS did not disappoint on the Jet.
Xander, underwhelming, but I don't know if that's on him or the team. But he has had really insane games here and there.
But the core differential here for me is the fact that
Luxo, yeah, that's a good one. Luxo is a very good one. Luxo literally brought Loud back from the depths. Made them competitive again.
Kind of a similar journey to what we had just recently. NRG versus 100.
Oh, Vic is a very good one. C9 Vic is actually a good one.
Based on the previous outing is going to be perfectly aligned. So if you get into an MIBR
Hyunmin at the beginning, I remember watching. What is he on DRX? Am I thinking of the right team?
Agree with you. And I think
he's on DRX, right? He was insane.
That these two teams have preferred to play.
Yeah, him and Freeing were very good. At least the first tournament.
Whereas MIBR again are playing for kind of
Narrate is a good one too. But I guess
bringing
Nary had already
into
played a
play,
season
something that we've seen
in
really kind of
franchise.
rise to popularity,
So I don't know if he's
this
rookie still.
calendar year with some of the changes that we've had, and Icebox just generally being reintroduced to the pool again. So we'll see.
I already said
again,
Cortez,
if
yeah.
it ain't broke, don't fix it. And up until yesterday, the compositions were not broke.
I pee.
Both teams
Be right
were
back. I gotta go
undefeated
pee.
on the map until they met their counterparts in the upper bracket round 1 matchups that they had. And yeah, it looks like based on what we're seeing so far in terms of what's been locked and what's been hovered, we're gonna get the same compositions. It will be MIBR on the defensive side first, though. So this is by way of yesterday, kind of the weaker sides, but I say that with like a level of hesitation because if you look down like the lists of when MIBR have played this map in Americas, their defensive side has been really, really good. So it really has just been in the last couple of weeks that it's started to change and mold a little bit. Whereas for the offensive side, for Evil Geniuses, not as large rather of a sample size. They've got a couple of moments where you see like their match versus crew was good, but outside of that, like you're right, just looking at yesterday, this is not the preferred side for either of these two teams to get us kicked off.
It was pure recency bias here coming on and dictate these kind of things. So going off the fact that both teams played this, both teams same score line, both teams similar matchups, maybe with the exception of the fact that MIBR playing against NRG was a harbor mirror, whereas for the EG side, they were looking towards KO into Gecko. So almost the same over there in terms of smash and dash and those types of strategies, but
excuse me,
tough position to be in for MIBR when a team that I think everyone would have agreed upon to be the heavy favorite for this qualifier now under the gun. They are against Matchpoint EG, VO3. When it goes up against 100 Thieves for a qualification opportunity in MIBR, are they really going to walk out of the EWC qualifier going 0-4? Because they didn't win a single map yesterday versus NRG, which you could chalk it up to, hey, maybe it's a rebounding NRG, looking strong in a bit of a renaissance period, changing up their team ever so slightly before EG. A different story here. MIBR would have expected a little bit more on that last map, but plenty of time to turn around and maybe take us to a split.
Excuse me, I'm dying over here. Okay, let's get locked in. Sip of water, good to go. Pistol round. MIBR on the attack.
Pacing Tigers thing in front.
The screen as you would normally figure, just kind of cutting across B, whereas for Evil Geniuses, the traditional wall at the front gates of A. And interestingly enough,
there's too much talent in NA right now. I think they're going to keep getting players from Tier 2. Especially if the Tier 2 players that came from Tier 2 in NA continue to do well, they're just going to keep getting from Tier 2 NA. I don't think there's a point in going to Europe or getting players from Europe. It's also very complicated for orgs to get players from Europe, visas and shit. Oh god, he's back. He's back. Oh.
Goodness, Cortesia right through the wall of tube is good for
Alright. Just like that. And just like that.
Leaving Derek to a 1v4.
Not only does Artazine get out, but he manages to get a kill off the back of that.
Can Derek do this though?
B main has largely been shut down outside of Derek, so it might be what else do they have here in terms of just
4v1, a clean 4v1 needs to happen here.
Coming back compared to that.
He's getting the dig. I like that a lot.
A little bit of a mistake on the scoreboard here. EG is actually on the attack side.
Almost.
MIBR is on the defensive side.
Oh my god, this guy's playing with fire.
It's about seeing how much damage.
Well, the turret is still up, so he has to break the turret.
Shock dart bounces, recon bolt over the top.
Cortesia going for a headshot angle. I respect that. Saw him.
I think you've seen Cortesia caught in the reload initially, but again, this is just fiddling.
Oh shit!
There's Cortesia just over the top, making sure Derek doesn't find some sort of a weird jump peak. So opening pistol convincing.
Think Kane's is good, yeah.
A lot of it just off that early aggression showcase that green.
I don't know, guys. I think Icebox is going to be rough for EG.
Things would have been really messy.
Although they do get to start attack side, so
that would probably cost Artazine a potential
see.
lose his life as well. The flank being open.
Volume up? Yeah, sorry.
Every single side of the map, and they needed a bit of a momentum boost and a game changer coming into a fresh map. Bring some confidence into there as well. Yourself 2-0 up after winning the anti-eco. And another early B aggression coming on through. This time it won't be Artazine anchoring over towards B. More of a standard setup with ASPAS here.
Guardian over the top.
Oh god, he's doing the thing.
Zenom still playing on the close corner, and ASPAS is not.
Oh god, he's doing the thing, guys.
Okay. So this little look over the top of green has caused some early headaches for Evil Geniuses. Even with the knives and the
he's being cool
early,
now.
it's just not enough to dissuade this kind of dual setup that MIBR had preferred, and they're under a potential early flawless round, which would give them.
They gotta ice this guy. They can't.
If they do find this last kill quickly, Icy just tucked into a bit of a corner. The hunt is on, and the shot, well, initially looked pretty decent, but
That's the IGL aim, unfortunately, Vardy's.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we could bring it back.
Good to see that ASPAS is definitely heating up. He was already starting to look like maybe he was grabbing a few kills here. That 4-piece that didn't matter at all when the round was already over. That looked very flashy, but really had no bearing on the rounds. It allowed him to save a rifle for the following, if nothing else.
The HUD is wrong?
They didn't even take any damage. 2 players over towards B, ASPAS
Oh,
included. Walking away with
Wait, it's
full
not, but this part is, yeah.
1 rifle now for Cortesia.
It's fine.
yeah, same setup here. Aldrone, knife early, just wanting to try to get some early control.
It's over.
Okay.
Oh, man.
It's
What we wanna
simply
see
over.
If you're an MIBR fan, just little one taps with the Guardian continue to come through. That's the jet down and out early. Zenom's going to feel very safe
as well.
to stay here, and it's just, we're chilling if you're MIBR.
Yeah, this is what we're looking for now. I suppose Ye do. You want to send a message over. Ye was doing so well.
I mean, they can still kill this guy. Viper orb up, knife this guy, dart.
ASPAS largely missing, but now man is back in control. He's warmed up. That first map really was just a warm-up map, but into BO3, and they afford one of those.
You just molly the ground and kill that guy. This is hard.
Full silence now. Actually causing some movements for MIBR. With still Oxus screen coming on down, it's definitely having MIBR lean a bit heavily over towards B.
I mean, Icy is taking A. He saw the guy jiggling him.
With the time remaining, this is going to have to be where they and MIBR largely playing for a retake.
This lurk is huge, though. I like this a lot, because they need to even numbers.
Slow things down.
Ah, the turret.
Well, the knife reveal that just happened a moment ago has Nature without one here in this approach to A for now. Here comes the hit. Cascade wall just to kind of block from getting deep into sight. And MIBR will get themselves a bit of an entryway. Icy up top has seen one.
They do get bombed down. 5v4.
The next knife and the last knife.
Oh, he hears him. Big kill here.
Zenom.
Huge kill.
By Supa, so that flank is shut down. Now MIBR have the contest from the front. Opening shots good from Icy.
Oh,
no
God.
follow-up though. ASPAS is able to collect his second in the round. Over the top, Verno.
Ah, no dart breaker.
Can MIBR flush out this post plant deeper in towards the site? This is a big fight.
Oh, no. That third kill is
now the Cove
huge.
can go down. You can jump in, at least get this thing close to halfway, and win that moment. ASPAS will find
Nature
their
had to
third
get one.
elimination,
At least one.
finalizing
That would've
the
been fun.
bonus, and MIBR are up big early.
I feel like we're getting a map 3. I mean, it's Icebox, bro. MIBR just rarely loses Icebox. I think the only time I've seen them lose it was to Energy in this game. Or this tournament.
Despite playing mostly for a retake, they held on to be
And that was for 15-13.
Player advantage, I might add, that they managed the game.
Yeah.
A real
He
loss
should've-
there, you would say, is
He should have peeked instead of looking at the
Zenom
dart.
not quite able to make his way through on the flank, shut down by Super, but
Oh,
there's a gun
ASPAS,
around for
ASPAS,
EG.
ASPAS.
Man, that is quite uncomfortable. Yeah, we'll be coming back through on towards a rifle. The
That
hero
is true, they've
rifle
only played
for the
Energy.
round, but can you get something done here?
But I don't remember them losing
Kind of
Icebox
opposite
outside of this
compared to
tournament.
where Lotus was, it was Ye in charge, ASPAS
Even.
missing. Largely Ye missing with
I think they
ASPAS
won
in
it the
charge.
entire split.
Well, Evil Genius is just gonna hard stack this with 5 players over towards A. Aldrone scouting pretty tallly. Verno could think about throwing one of his own, but
Okay,
instead
5v5
MIBR
retake,
will just
clean.
back up a little bit. They do have the
Very
rating if
clean.
They do feel like this is gonna get a little bit nasty. Icy with some high ground control. Nature for the
Oh
plant.
god, he's dead.
Shock dart. Good damage. Nature drops. And it stops the plant like you mentioned. The
So
rating
much
get
shock
called, and it
damage.
looks like
Oh my
MIBR just
god.
want to just go right on in and make sure EG cannot get their post plant deep, but they do get kind of out of here.
It's over.
So a
It's
little bit
over.
of tertiary damage tallied onto Supa for a moment. Cove is down. Arch is in, is going to just jump on in for the defuse. Supa trying to create something, but not able to do too much. It actually, hold on a second. Arch is
Oh,
going to
wait.
push forward. Ye's got a Vandal and has caught himself on the two.
NC. Cortesia. Jesus.
Taking care of the final
I don't
three.
see it, chat.
And these
I
will
see
be
this map 3
benefited
for
with the extra-
surezies.
Oh, no,
I'm
Verno,
sorry.
A little bit of discussion on who's going to grab that. And it'll be a 4-0 start regardless for MIBR.
Game made things a little bit interesting there, but yeah, MIBR still playing for full retakes. Maximum confidence. They're stopping the plant via the shot.
They're starting to feel themselves again.
For a time by Reckoning even played in there as well, just to cause a little bit of extra chaos, but Cove down already.
5-0 into Potter timeout 6-6 half. If that actually happens, bro.
To be fair, they didn't really have anything to use in that particular round, but 4 in a row for MIBR is pretty resounding.
Is this BO5? No, it's
comeback,
not.
Sorry, after losing Lotus as hard as they did.
Alright, let's see. They're going to ASPAS again. Another gun round.
Real buy.
Yeah.
Good news for EG, as you'll say, they've actually been able to plant, so it's not been all extremely
Nah, I guess
bad.
the last
They've
one was
been able to get
eco.
on site. The retakes from MIBR have been pretty clean.
It's just this battle right here that Evil Geniuses are continuing to
Cortezia gets who?
And
The
Supa's
lurker?
going to drop over at mid.
Killed the A
So now
lurk.
you have to essentially, again, try to force something here for your EG.
7.
Unless Icy
No, he killed the mid guy. Never mind.
towards A could find this lurking
Icy just takes A
1v1
by
pick,
himself.
and
He's
he
one
does.
away
So
from Killjoy ult.
now Icy's 1 away from a lockdown. Derek is taking a long
God.
angle
Oh, God.
around Cortezia to
Oh,
make sure that there is
big,
no
big
sound
jump,
cue
big
to be
jump.
heard, and that's your spike carrier now making their way in. The problem
Look
is
how
not
separated
everyone
EG is, though.
And Icy could be in a little bit of trouble, but just able to slip out. But the defense has reclaimed some space to work with that A.
Do they go back
Yeah,
B?
okay, well,
Do they just go back B now?
Side, but this is still not a full committal. I mean,
Yeah,
look
they
at
go
the
back
fact
B for
that
sure.
Derek is still thinking about leaving here with the rotators already being forced. Derek was spotted. Very nice moves in towards mid-map.
Oh, this is good.
Cortezia
Very
barely
good.
missed
I mean,
a shot. Okay,
EG...
that was a jumping Derek, to be fair. Very hard to hit that one, but the information
MIBR
given
is doing
allowing
a really
MIBR
good
to
job of
rotate
reading
back
this.
over towards
This
A,
bomb plant's going to be so hard.
then pushes Icy away after he catches a player 4v4 now as we're back
Oh,
over towards
God,
B.
and he gets
Clean
that
angle
kill.
from Zenom.
Yeah. This
Getting
is...
information on another Cortezia,
It's
just making sure
cooked,
nobody
it's
hits
cooked,
over
it's
towards
cooked. 19
the yellow
seconds,
part of
it's
the map as
cooked.
Ye is in trouble, and oh no, they commit the lockdown to this as well.
Icy's going to have to ace.
Oh
Yeah.
no, not like this.
Alright, you guys might be right. 5-0 into 6-6 someone predicted. I did not predict that. I see this half being 11-1.
I'm sure Potter is going to be wanting to talk about this very soon.
I just think the fact that it took too long for the rotations to come on through as well. Derek had to be very careful. The fact that he could have been spotted out through mid and did in fact be spotted out by 2 members, but there was still
Juice,
2
thank you
other
for the
players
prime.
behind Derek that was slow on the rotate. So Icy got his work done early, but I don't think
8-4
even he
again?
really expected to get as much work done.
8-4 is a
as he
safe guess,
actually
guys.
did.
Alright,
With
fair
that
enough.
single
But I'm
kill. He
still
got
going with
very deep.
11-1. I want to be cool and different.
MIBR way too much time to actually make the rotation happen, which then costs EG a little bit of confidence to actually finish on A.
Good knife break.
His EG's is not getting any sort of early work done, and that's not good news because
ASPAS has the entire
if you
B
can't
line,
establish a threat
baiting
towards
for
B,
Zenom.
the high tide and cascade usage for the defense at A is just so hard to break down.
the way.
The toxic screen being here.
They're scared of mid now as well because
Are they gonna try to hold A here? Yeah, they are.
Player first death on mid.
Oh god, they see everyone. They're gonna see every,
towards
including
A, can they
Killjoy.
run through?
Are
Whoa,
you kidding?
whoa, not like this. EG seen and
Okay.
anticipated
Oh my
from
God.
playing around the back
Okay.
of A, still come away with the angles and the eliminations that they need to get the spike planted, and now a 5v2.
Whoever predicted
What
6-6,
probably won't be
I
considered a threat
can't.
because of the purchase,
No
but
way.
Call it what it is. It's a half buy at best. ASPAS, corner.
Oh
easy
wait,
for the
he's still
first.
alive.
The rest are going to be more difficult,
Versus
though.
4. That's the Hunter's Fury in play as well, so
Oh yeah, so
extremely
well,
difficult.
fuck.
I don't think EG would have been able to pick up that many upgrades considering how many deaths on MIBR.
This
were actually
high-low
outside.
should be good enough to kill ASPAS.
Actually, look at where those were. Time is running out though. They have to force out the Hunter's Fury. ASPAS needs to get a little bit more aggressive. So 3 alive.
Oh
Well,
my god.
They get the
Yeah, no
Hunter's
time, no
Fury
time, no
out, but
time.
there's going to be enough
I don't
time.
know if they have time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't.
I
Nice
think
try.
this is a loss.
It is.
He got his kills, he got out.
Still, I think if you're looking at that from MIBR,
Now
well,
ASPAS
it does count as a
drops
thrifty,
the Vandal,
so
gets an
you
op.
hate to lose to a thrifty,
Right?
but at least silver lining, you're able to pull the Hunter's Fury out in a 2v4 situation, so you don't have that as a counter to your lockdown that you've got coming up next.
Op or no op?
On the opposite end, they really need that.
No op.
EG needed to bring something back. To do so on the Thrifty
Alright.
is it's only one way to rescue your economy, if nothing else. And the Hunter's Fury, yes, absolutely. You need that insurance policy. Do whatever it takes to be
They're
able to
going
win
back
that
to B.
very
Here it
desperate round.
comes.
Can't afford for MIBR just
Oh,
to
no,
go
it's mid.
6-0
Updraft
on the
dash
defensive
on
side.
2.
The side that they weren't even
KO,
that
Silva,
strong
make
on.
noise B main. These guys
Their
go mid.
NRG game, remember, MIBR were actually stronger on the attacking side. They struggled on the defense. And yeah, completely blasting
Good
through
util
EG's
though.
attack.
Well, again, similar
Oh,
look here,
good
no Fan to be
util.
spent
Good
this time,
split
though.
here.
That's enough to get EG through.
What a
and
split!
over Yellow, plus you've got Ye on knives. He cuts through mid. Artisan going to show force through top kitchen, but the spike should be planted here. Hunter's Fury, the lockdown, both still at the ready though for MIBR on this retake, and with that pick onto Ye, it's going to feel a little bit more doable to try to commit to that. But Icy behind this, all this could be so huge.
This kills everything. He can get two. He can get two.
Icy needs to find the correct timing here. He's got one.
Artisan's too low. My prediction's gone out the window.
Done enough. 3 versus 2. Hunter's Fury is there, but I don't really know if MIBR can achieve much, if anything, at this stage. Shock down onto Artisan, and we're not expecting too much more.
Ain't no way this goes 6-6, right?
This is not going to be the Zenom potential 1 versus 3.
That was a really good split, though.
This is going to be EG.
KO flash with drone, push that guy back, and then KO ult. This guy calls B rush, runs to here, and there's fucking 3 guys in middle.
That EG's not going to still call timeout here in a 5-2 tally where, yeah, you are happy to get the 5th round and or the 6th and the 7th rounds, the 6th in particular with the Thrifty is impressive, but talking about things like a Hunter's Fury and a lockdown at the ready feels like something to talk about to try to get this momentum continuing forward, as Artisan is the only one who really can't afford here, and it's going to look for maybe an opening pistol shot. Just keeps denying this same knife for EG.
We have a couple of ultimates to play through, hoping to get aggressive. The ability to maybe find an upgrade for Artisan, or just to scare
the way
EG
Icy's moving, he's feeling it.
Leaving Icy behind, who by the way reveals his positioning, which is also going to cause MIBR to overcommit.
Who won the BO5 energy?
Also have the fact that Super's working his way up through the tube.
He saw him, right?
Well, Cortesia has
I think he might have seen him.
To do here now, as MIBR are wising up ever so slightly. In fact, look at that.
Wait,
Just
what?
makes the call to lockdown. He feels the pressure.
I was going to say that's what you're banking on though if you're MIBR. It's like you can commit over towards A because you've got the lockdown here.
Oh, they just know he's here. They've already seen
him. Now you got a little bit of an opportunity for Artisan
wow.
to try to find some time, but Icy's right there.
Wow.
Information onto Verno. So things looking really positive.
And he gets out clean. Okay, you guys
might
might be right. Holy fuck, 6-6 half would be disgusting.
Ready, but ASPAS would have
Where are you right now, LA?
Something to even consider it because look at the minimap. MIBR are already backing away, looking like they're going to save.
Yeah, they don't have money at all. Remember, Artisan came into this with absolutely nothing. Everyone else with fairly minimal credits to play through, with the exception of ASPAS, who has a lot more due to the fact that he has kills, and we'll get an extra 1 to play with.
This guy's literally a human aimbot.
How hungry do EG want to get here? Probably not too much. They've only got 2 rounds in the bank, and wouldn't want to risk too much further out here, but
when does the pause come in for MIBR?
MIBR knew that they potentially had stacked the wrong site. Icy sold a brilliant fake, staying along a little bit too long, not enough information gain coming out through from MIBR. You talked about the tactical pause coming on through. It'll come through from Fraud on MIBR instead, because that was not a devastating round, but it is a round where you're starting to feel the momentum shift. 5 in a row as a reminder for MIBR, now to 3 in a row for EG, where EG completely outmaneuvered them on that.
Why did EG keep throwing the same pipes knife when MIBR have been insta-breaking it? I see what you're saying, but it's a risky break, so they might do it again and molly top pipes at the same time, or delay it a little bit. I agree they should delay it a second. Throwing it at the start of the round isn't good.
So, a bit of a mistake
if they keep breaking
for
it.
MIBR, but something to talk about regardless, because you're absolutely right in terms of the success that EG has found in the last 3 have come in very different ways.
Or they could bait it. They could literally swing with the knife and just kill the guy that's breaking it. It's his rifler every time.
That shouldn't have happened. We got the read on where they were coming from. They all burst onto the backside of A. We just couldn't win a gunfight. And the follow-up was, I think, really kind of compelling because the middle of the
when you watch ASPAS weirdly legitimately go, wait, he's still burst strafing? Dude, he is so composed.
Maybe a Viper's
always, all situations, max composure.
Wouldn't expect to see that though if he pops for a kill. And on the flip side,
offensive operator for Ye coming through as well.
Yep.
Diving on to belt most likely, but Artisan also moving forward.
Like that.
He's been suppressed. He can't use anything. This would have been a great time for high tide or something to block out vision.
Ye up. Oh shit.
Well, it stops the orb.
You better break this.
Talk about the fact that
it's good the Killjoy is the only one seen.
More than a few times, and not this time. The knife goes on through. Delivers value.
And just good nanoswarm placement to try to flush that position out. Plus the shock dart down low.
So full A exec, no ults. Verno has Sova ults. Oh, this guy has so much space.
Potential lurk battle between the Vipers. Neither
Gonna
gonna
say
be
as well.
doing too much, and here comes the commit onto A, and Ye's seen it quite a bit. But
Look
the
at
operator,
Jake go.
how do you really play this angle? Looks like he just wants to take it away
Okay,
by
well,
just running up to it.
they're not just gonna let him plant for free. Yeah.
ASPAS needs to get here sooner rather than later.
Good knife. Very good
Maybe
knife.
buy their way in. Knife is gonna hit, I think, a decent amount, essentially. Offensively, 2
Good ults.
ultimates
Love that.
straight after Hunter
Superman
Fury,
is
the lockdown
still on
is
the
safe
lurk.
to be
All
played
this
through.
time, he's been on the lurk.
But look
And
at
he
the
got
minimap, both
past
Vipers are-
this Viper.
They've rotated around one another.
Oh
They haven't
my
seen each other.
god.
So the lockdown's
No,
gonna
the
be
turret's gonna
committed
shoot
in.
you.
There's the spike being planted.
Well, it won't. No, it
Just comes
won't.
down to which of these
You want the
Vipers
pit?
get back
Oh my god, it won't.
first. Ye misses the opening shot. And just kind of keep your eye on that minimap because both the Vipers likely to find each other here in the near future.
Zenom is making noise though. Zenom made noise. Super now knows his positioning.
Oh, here we go.
Unspotted.
Oh, he
Drop.
gets.
EG gonna find all
Nature
three
gets
locations
2?
that they need, and now Supa will eventually get the battle that at least I've been avidly watching on the minimap.
Whose map pick is
And
this?
Bruno can
MIBR.
do nothing. Only a single elimination for MIBR.
Really well played
Timeout and a
round
full
by
gun
EG.
round. That's gonna make you
Tap
sweat a little
bomb,
bit.
bait out the Sova
Some of that
ult.
came down to the
Superman
fact
just
that
stayed
Arzin was
super
denied the ult
patient,
before the reckoning. He would have had that.
and they just
So the
waited,
knife
and then they
coming on
killjoy
in,
ulted
that
after
was
the
denied
Sova ult came in.
various times that we saw in
I
different
think
rounds. This time
MIBR
Connexing
have to
is
start
enough
challenging
force
A. This is a good
Arzin
adjustment
back, and
here.
despite the
They
tactical
can't just
timeout
let them
not
have
really
A
doing
every
enough
time.
For MIBR, Ye even making the offensive operator work. They at least, they being MIBR now know it is on board for Ye once again. Still 3 good ultimates in there. Viper Spit not even required by EG with Super just walking through the entire map.
How about this though? ASPAS from the ropes with knives. He's gonna
Okay,
stay
EG
forward
clearly
here
know this
around
push is
that.
coming.
Has MIBR
based off how
a
they're
little
playing
bit
right
on
now.
Utility. Nature, shoulder, sees the threat.
Oh,
Ye
very good,
connects on
man.
the vertical.
They,
That was your
honestly,
escape
so
tool.
good.
So now you're down a number 5.
They read that push so easily.
ASPAS still looking for something with these knives, but Ye happy to take this battle with an op in hand.
Did Potter even time out? Yeah,
Noise.
At
still got
5-1.
time.
I think.
As a reminder, we don't have a lot of
5-0 maybe?
information coming through on B. Alarm
Oh,
bot
no, she
still hasn't
didn't?
been triggered yet.
Was it
It
just
is a
fraud?
different story. A little bit more to play through there.
Oh, I swear Potter timed out at 5-0.
Knife gonna be able to reveal some of this as Icy
Never
able to
mind.
find
My
ASPAS, so
bad.
that's again the knives down. Supa continues to
Oh
be
my
a
god,
hard
whoever
that long
said
lure, that flank
6-6, you were
watch.
right.
So for Artisan and for Cortesia, how do you get your way back into the site? Can you even get your way back into the site? You've got the Reckoning, and oh, that's a big pick from Artisan.
Spike planted.
Clean
Also,
3v4 is
they're
still
losing
too
on
hard.
it. Aside from the fact that
EG
they
just
do
wins
have
this
this,
round
but
if they don't do anything
Cortesia doesn't have
stupid.
a gun. You have Reckoning, low HP, no gun to Cortesia, who is
I think they still have
definitely gonna
KO,
be the one
KO
to-
Molly as well.
or can have something done about this.
Yeah, they do.
It's just really the round to play through in the Reckoning 2 versus 4.
Good Molly. Good delay.
Certainly doesn't feel good.
No.
Still playing up against shock darts as well.
Well played, well played.
The fact that Derek is alive is just going to cause so many problems. What you're going to have is your harbor of Artisan falling off. Cortesia with nothing to play through has nothing reason to live, so he'll get one. That's some
fine.
damage done, and why not?
Yeah. Not anything
Attack
crazy,
side,
though.
Opping
It's
is
just
very, very good,
an
especially if you're
exclamation as
Opper, you
you're
just kind of leave him on an island, let him do his thing,
So 5-5 from 5-0 to 5-5.
and maybe get him line here and there
After
with the
an
Silver
MIBR
Drone or something,
timeout.
while everyone else is
And
making
now
noise
you
somewhere
look
else.
to
It's
see
always insane.
What's close to being re-earned up for Evil Geniuses.
Because no matter what,
You're
you'll
not too
get
far off from the
a
Null
pick
command as
eventually,
well as from
or
the
at
Hunter's
least a
Fury,
decent
with
shot
still
to get a
Viper's
kill
Pit at the
eventually.
ready, where on the other front,
But you have to
it's
play
really
very
just gonna be
slowly.
The Viper's Pit defensively and the Reckoning. Nothing else is even close to being.
And as
earned.
long as you're good about swapping weapons as you're hitting the site,
They at least
it's
got
even
those 2
better.
guns saved up, 1 extra picked up. 'Cause otherwise, you're looking at Guardian, you're looking at Spectre. We're into the final 2 rounds here, and how quickly the game falls away for MIBR. It would be very disappointing for them to be leading 5-0 to
5-5,
suddenly
huh?
drop
What a
in
comeback
5,
here.
and 2 more for EG means that MIBR
Oh, he saw-
lose this half, which
Ooh.
certainly hurts. A
Nice
big
try.
punish on DA finally dropping the wall, and ASPAS gets that kill.
Yeah, this is the thing though. That double stack over towards green.
Okay, now
you know
what?
that you don't do the defensive
Now what do they
rotation
do? There's
to
no
A with
Superman
this Viper's
lurk.
Pit in play. Zenom's just gonna hold
Do they do the
it outside of
NRG
site.
triple walk into
At
the
front
Viper
door
ult?
knocking those Evil Geniuses. And would they be bold enough to go Viper's Pit for Viper's Pit here and try to just break down this site and see if they can isolate? Cortegia's in the corner. There's the pop flash. Cortegia able to get back
Honestly,
to safety,
good
though.
play.
And now Derek's going to work on the plant. They're still looking to see if they can find Zenom in the backside of the site, though.
Are
Oh,
you
flash.
kidding me? This guy actually just went to 1v5 them. Well, big kill though.
2 left
Why do I
remaining.
think? Why do I
They
feel like
haven't
EG's gonna
planted
win
it.
this
Is
round?
looking dire. MIBR in strong positioning. They could even commit the ultimate if they want to.
Oh, looks like Evil
They're not going to
Genius
get a plant now for EG.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Verno,
So it looks
too
like
strong.
EG's just trying to bait that reckoning out, but not going to happen. So just down to Icy 1v4, not going to happen.
6-6
as
incoming.
MIBR
Oh
break off
fuck.
This
This dude is a
round
genius.
losing streak and get themselves a chance to maybe exit 7-5.
Both teams are only capable of getting that 5, but 5 in a row.
Who should take the up when they switch? Ideally, the Killjoy or the Viper.
I want to say EG, given how far behind they were.
Because they're the least likely to stay in the bomb site.
Which on that round 6, as a reminder, was that thrifty. So kind of devastating in some cases for MIBR to have that be the round to end up.
But it literally
just
could be anyone.
flooding the
It just
side
depends on
in
the,
2
like
minutes,
how
and
you set
MIBR
your
just
roles.
losing their duels, and gonna finish this one out now with the potential for MIBR to still
Oh god.
have a calm and collected 7-5.
Oh, ASPAS is feeling himself.
Up deep, stand on with the kill D8.
This has been such a frustration point for Evil Geniuses.
B just never
the
works
same
for them.
battle over towards green.
B just never
Continues
works.
to trend in favor of the defensive MIBR, and this is all just a setup to see if Derek can get this orb for a Hunter's Fury. But now you've lost Ye.
Oh my god, they're
and
still
MIBR
going
can
B.
just back up.
They're still
and
going
play
B.
with their
Killjoy
numbers
Viper
since they
not
have the
lurking.
reckoning.
Okay, Viper is
A bunch
lurking.
of MIBR members are also walking
Superman
through
cannot
here, trying to
die.
get contacted potentially by Super here, who's been able to defend
There's no turret.
this position.
There's no
a
turret
decent
anywhere, so
amount.
he
I
can
don't
get a
think
late
EG
lurk
really played through
if he plays it right.
mid too much recently, aside from Super himself making that happen.
Oh, this
but
is huge. If they
here
get bombed
comes
down, it's
EG
huge.
on towards B, largely getting this one for free. It's
Ah,
gonna be
no
MIBR
way.
playing for a retake.
If Icy can get this high
Oh
ground position,
my
that would be huge.
god,
Reckoning
he
gets
got
all
up
that,
there.
but Archer's
Honestly,
gonna
that kill
fall.
is massive,
ASPAS able to take
especially
down
with the
Icy,
bomb
though.
plant.
Hunter's Fury
No,
already
Superman
spent.
didn't
Derek
lurk.
follows up long-range battle with ASPAS. And he's able to subside it just for a moment to get back to safety.
Huge
Viper's
ult.
gonna get called in. No
Oh, because he had
also
ult. Smart.
one elimination away,
I didn't notice.
if I'm not mistaken. Shock dart out. Verno taken
EG
down
is
by
insane!
and so now you got the null command to be spent. It has to be just raw gunfight wins. Aspis loses his. Just down to Cortegia.
Yeah, I don't know why he's saying Aspis. 6-6, whoever it was, congratulations, you're a fucking genius.
Into half for Evil Geniuses, and we'll swap the sides and come back after the break to see if this will be it.
W call, man. Holy fuck. Can EG 2-0 here? Derek Overwatch? Jacob Whitaker? Yay star? This is the harder side for EG though. What's the script for this half? Yeah, tell us. Why doesn't the guy tell us? I'll just pretend EWC never happened. Oh, believe me, that'll be hard. It's gonna come right back in a month and 2 weeks. I know, my Lotus prediction came true on Icebox, so cringe. I couldn't have been farther on Icebox. I said 11-1. It ended 6-6. Does the winner qualify or no? The winner has to play 100 Thieves to qualify.
The half after a 5-0 start for MIBR. Then a little back and forth. And
I got some live questions.
Eagerly awaiting this pistol, where both these two teams now find themselves
All
on
right.
their stronger sides based on what we saw yesterday.
EG must get the pistol. Look at Icy go, bro.
6-6 is just pretty amicable, but consider the MIBR.
Icy gets so much hate, like all the time. I feel like.
Maybe at least 8
Oh, 4 middle, 4 middle, 1 droning B.
True on the opposite end, where EG are like, well, I'm back 5. I mean, we should be able to.
Can Icy do it again?
Oh,
it's too hard. What a wall. Oh, they're pushing B. They're pushing Verno. They're pushing Verno.
Kind of cutting right through tube and separating this defense out.
They don't see his ghost.
Genius
They
is
don't.
still pretty
Cortesia.
Actually getting aggressive with Supa playing deep through green. You able to find one? Oh, he does.
Oh shit! He's back.
How about that?
He's back.
So Evil Geniuses will only lose one in the process. Supa also able to follow up On to Verno, and there's just nowhere for.
Oh shit.
Only a couple of kills away, already halfway to Blades.
Traxley, thank you for the gifted to X-Men.
Already, that is a dominant start.
He is back.
When you look at the trend again, there's that one round number.
Wait, Cortesia should have seen that ghost, right? Am I tripping? That wasn't just on our screen.
How many is that now between both? 7-1 in the last 8. MIBR losing massive momentum here. Score-wise, it's still 6 and 7. Nothing to be too alarmed yet. MIBR,
I think he's on true stretch.
8 and 6 will be the lead for EG, and this will be, I believe, the first time EG are actually leading in this map.
Now, how much can Ye sniff out here? Oh goodness.
He's has.
Who's probably sitting there like, what?
He has the same start.
Freaking godlike.
The same start ASPAS had.
5-4 into the numbers, and MIBR really don't have a choice but
Sorry, volume up.
to force their way into something, and it may just be the direction of Ye who's got the hot hand.
Uh-oh.
Yep, that's the spike down as well.
And he lives.
Survives on 7 HP.
And he lives.
3 left remaining here. Even an extra super in towards mid, just in case something happens, but actually not expecting much left out of this. Both our Jets, I think, are basically
I know,
HP.
Nature almost did kill him. It's okay, though. He saw that molly coming. Fuck that.
It's not like MIBR are going to be moving anywhere else. Commit to this one.
A clean round here would be great for EG.
Right for a good gun round coming up next.
Yeah.
So much patience. We love that.
These have been convincing.
And he threw away his gun.
So the purchase on this full gun round is going to be pretty limited for MIBR if they don't find much here.
2 away from knives.
Yay.
If he gets 1 more.
Oh goodness.
Oh my.
Could he get all of them? Yeah, sure could.
No way, dude.
He's got knives already. I mean, we're 2 rounds in.
He's back, bro. Double 4K?
It's honestly better that he didn't get that last kill because he'd just be stat padding a little bit and not giving points to the rest of his team. But
nah. He said ASPAS. Let me show you.
Great angle. Take down ASPAS on 1 HP. Didn't even.
Let me show you who I really am.
Anywhere will do it.
An insane knife round here would be fucking
Both
crazy.
of our star jet players.
A knife 4K here from EA would make my day.
A little bit later than ASPAS did, who was able to get most of his frags in the early rounds, and those early rounds, that's all that MIBR really have here. So we talked about the fact that we didn't expect too much from MIBR. Following what was happening from EG's success on those first 2 rounds,
A or B.
For the first rather gun round.
Now he's leaving.
Versus knives.
Now he's staying.
The bonus could actually start to feel a little bit threatening.
No, MIBR is going A, man.
Really cannot afford to have a misstep here for MIBR with knives in play for Ye. Have not done much information gathering
Probably
at this
Elton.
point, though.
No way to know, though. I mean, it's probably most likely that.
Apparently the strong point of info.
Oh my god, are they gonna go B? ASPAS going B with
Well,
bomb.
time's
Ah,
starting to come to a
shit, come.
Bit of a necessary action cause. High tide, Cascade, but the
Harbor
knife
and Sova
stops
got
it.
seen, which can be
Really
convincing
Gotta
A.
sell something over towards A. You can just see that this is
a good call by MIBR, no cap.
Out.
But Ye hasn't.
He
got it! He got it! He's the king!
Cortesia who tries to walk up, and now with that gone,
Now they're going A. Oh my god, they're scrambling. They're scrambling and hitting A. There's 3 A.
Have the capability to access B, so it's gonna have to be an A finish.
Huge kill. EG's gonna win.
Shock dart, fragment,
Oh my
trying to
goodness.
delay a little bit of space, a little bit more time as well. Down to 20 seconds to play with.
Verno got in and out, never mind.
Comes over the rope, finds elimination, tracks backwards.
Oh, he got him. He got one. He got his one. He got his one. Never mind, ASPAS still alive. Yay?
Now keep in mind,
Yay?
Ye at low health, but he's in 1 tap.
Oh, he's back! He's legit back!
Just as the toxin screen goes up, are you joking?
This is a Ye masterclass.
I'll say.
Absolute Ye masterclass.
This is exciting.
And we were looking at ASPAS in the first half, the first 5 rounds.
Like, this isn't like Copium he's back. He's actually back. This is the Ye we know. That we've known for years.
On the defense.
He's like back.
So early to be able to deny the gun round. We talked about how important that gun round is. When does it start to get concerning for MIBR? I think this is when you start to have to be concerned, because even though the scoreline says 6 and
4K, 4K, 3K. Yup. He's on a roll right now.
Trend on the graph here.
Ends with 30 potentially if he keeps this up.
The last 10
yep.
have been EG, when you consider
Wow.
the other half as well that we came through, and 3 in a row
Wow,
now.
the greatest
to
of all
start our
time. Brought me a
second half,
trophy, now
putting
he's doing
MIBR in
this.
such a difficult position.
Thank you, Ye. Thank you.
Still enough purchase here to make this round potentially formidable for MIBR. I'll drone out. Ye deletes it, wants to hold
my
on a
God,
little
he diffed
while
him again.
longer, and
I
does
don't
at
even
least
want to
go
watch
1 for 1.
anymore.
Cortez able to
I don't
find
want to
ways
watch him
trade.
again. How many times is he going to stun this guy?
MIBR make their way in. Just over this toxic screen is Icy with an outlaw. Down low, Nature. Shut down.
God.
Derek only gets 1. So Icy's gonna have to hit
Icy live?
find the
Nope.
first, but
2v2
can't
though.
get away.
2v2
MIBR
very
now with
winnable.
numbers
2v1.
situation.
Superman, the
Supa
king.
tries to force the battle, finds the first connection, but is tagged down to critical health.
Oh
It's a stinger as well.
Yeah,
my
Artisan's
God.
gonna get forward
And
find the
T.
shot before
Fuck, his
Supa can
crosshair
connect with
placement
that
had to be
MIBR.
perfect.
Get us back to within 2.
Yeah, they needed to close the gap there.
It had to be perfect.
The fact that he even hit enough shots to force Super away.
He thought
Pretty well
Artisan
done.
would just swing, but he just walk
A couple
peeked
of
it.
times now in this series on both maps, Artisan has not been able to really hit any shots. I talk about the first kill to first death ratio being pretty nasty in a bad way for ASPAS on Lotus.
Yay
He at
up.
least got the 1 to
Ah,
5.
hell
was
nah.
0 and 5. Of course, different.
No,
different
don't
expectations. We're
come
not
A,
expecting your
come
IGL to
A,
be
bro, come
that top
A.
fragger, but here Artisan needed to do something there to win the round and recover a little bit for MIBR, lest you get
No,
EG
bro,
4 in a row
no.
in this particular half. That's been stopped now.
Defense going to rotate a little bit early here, have Ye to help reinforce. As
Very
Supa
good
has
read, I
given up the
guess.
Early angle at
Wait, he's here.
green.
Oh my God, he's
Knife
back.
denied. Orb going to be collected, and MIBR can take their time.
Any
here on
ults?
this
Any
approach,
ults? Any
but
ults?
keep
Okay,
in mind,
knives.
he's got a little bit of
Oh
a
God.
lockdown here at mid.
If he kills
Knives
ASPAS
are
with
out
knives with an op,
for ASPAS, and honestly,
oh God.
it just comes down to what angle can Ye
Oh
find
my
from here.
God.
If he connects and shuts down this potential
The
flank,
orb, man! Put down the
huge.
orb,
but
Superman!
no, initial angle does not come through.
He got 1. That's
And
1.
ASPAS.
That's 2!
But Ye connects
Oh,
twice
Ye still
off
got it.
screen on the cross. And you know,
Not another
he's gonna
3K.
send
I don't
it
wanna
across
see it.
over by the offensive jet.
1 enemy remaining.
And Derek's there.
Not another one!
And oh my, Ye just takes over.
Call him Yoy again. I dare
tell
you
you
to
what,
call
ASPAS
him
can
Yoy
certainly
one
get
more
through.
time. See what happens.
Via a little bit of cover on the wall, has the dash as well to play. And Ye's not going to hit that shot, but what he will
Yoy
do
is gone.
the
Yoy
rest
is
of the
no
team,
more.
The rest of MIBR who does not have the mobility to be able to escape from
Yoy
the
is no
operator.
more.
And ASPAS
You hear
has
me?
got some value on the Blaze Song, but Ye has just been so dominant. This is
Nah.
now
If EG win this,
a
I'm
mechanical
gonna be the
performance from
biggest
an
EG
individual player that is not
fanboy
allowing
tomorrow.
MIBR to get
Versus
much
100
done
Thieves.
at all. A
I'm
single
sorry,
round
Asuna.
so
I'm
far
sorry, Boostio.
on the attacking side for MIBR is all they have to hold on to. Double digits now on board for EG. They're already one up in the series. They want that rematch versus 100 Thieves, and MIBR, they're really going to bow out.
This
of
is the
one.
ultimate resurgence. We needed
0-4
this.
in maps.
Oh my God, now they're
Punisher
going
gonna
A.
get
He's
called
reading
out
them
early here
perfectly.
for MIBR.
Nature,
Does
please.
tag once onto Nature, but he's out of there safe.
Good dart, Derek.
Recon bolt for Derek to try to stop this MIBR.
It's okay, it's okay.
Ye
Oh.
in a little bit of trouble. What
Oh.
a reveal that is. But does not get connected on.
It's okay, we know they're here. We know they're here. Good dart break.
Nature back into the picture now. Shock dart chews him down to 25 health.
Nice, Derek.
Hospice up top,
Nice.
And okay, this is a
Nice.
very good spot for him to be in, but
Oh,
somehow
Verno, here he
Derek not
comes.
provide, but Verno's double
But
gets
Ye
it
is
to a
still
2v2.
alive.
With upgrades.
No.
Super's unknown though, that's a bit of a problem.
No!
Ye, however, is extremely known and they're going to collapse on top of him. Suddenly this round feels really winnable, but they're going to rotate. They have no idea where Super is. Super can get one spot ahead, but didn't quite
Oh,
have
God.
the gun out. I think he's been spotted as well.
Oh,
They go,
NC,
"Don't
bro.
think
Nice.
And
Good
they
round
get
by Verno.
again. Oh, Verno saves the round.
He literally
for
saved the round.
MIBR. And most
I low-key think
importantly,
someone's
as
about to
he
pause.
jumps up,
I have a
just
feeling
a
someone's about to
hair
pause.
showing, and a couple of eyes
Oh, yeah.
looking over
It's a
towards
good
mid,
pause.
spots the final play in Super, and had that not happened, maybe Super can still
Good pause, good
recover the
pause.
situation for EG. But MIBR says, double pick this one.
Yay, 22 and 12.
In
Nah,
a
he's
head-to-head
back. He's back.
situation, we will win it. MIBR are
He's
closer
for
to
sure
8
back.
and 10. So, okay,
Very good pause, though.
EG's turn for a timeout.
13-8? Nah. I think it'll be closer than
Getting a
that.
little bit back and forth here. And with the Hunter's Fury in play, not sure what else is close by for EG, but
It's Yay,
the
not
question
Yoy, the
mark
winner.
will be, has the operator been able to be reafforded again for Ye, or do you have to set up a little bit differently if you
What
have
is
to
this?
just go
What's the
into a
second
rifle?
part? By
on
using
top of that,
foul
do you use the Hunter's
nicknames,
Fury
you are
early
disrespecting
to
a
try to get
gaming
some
legend,
aggressive
and you
space
should be
through lane
ashamed
and
of that.
force
Facts.
MIBR into that operator
Couldn't have said it better
if it is
myself.
afforded? That's, I think, the big question here for if EG can manage to do that. Otherwise, on the other side for MIBR, using this timeout
Agreed.
has to just be
Completely
about continuing
agreed.
to get some early success, either through green to
Nah.
yellow, or more importantly,
If
up
Jake
to
is
410 on the
actually
A side of
back, this is the game to do it,
Nine
bro.
up front
Against
as well.
ASPAS,
Be on the cards for
when
the
ASPAS is
series,
playing
but
well too. It's not like one's playing bad, the
money
other
is
one's playing
just
good. They're
not
both
gonna be
playing really
there.
good.
Asking about the potential for an operator.
This is the matchup we
and
needed.
it would just be the rifle there for Ye. Maybe I think Ye possibly could have had the money.
I think this might be
go for a
the
glass
ultimate
cannon, but
matchup
just
in
too
this
risky
game.
in a round where I think the rest of his
ASPAS
team
Ye might
doesn't
be
have
my
anything to
the
play
favorite matchup, like a fan favorite matchup, all time.
Well, the early cascade just kind of gets a little bit of space over.
Is there a better one?
Yay, looking for an angle on the ropes. And we'll
Durka ASPAS
I'll
for
jump out of
history?
submission
Yeah,
before
you're
I can
drunk.
see too much.
Yeah,
Flash
you drink
over the
today.
top. Just continue to allow EG to stay a little bit more healthy behind 410.
Okay,
Quarters
Finesse
here,
Busio
and
just
Venom
pissed
one
me
away from
off.
getting ultimate, so this is why MIBR are playing so heavily for the orb. EG know what they're
Som
defending.
Cigar.
EG are gonna have something here.
You guys
He
are stupid. You
overcommitted
gotta
to
let it go,
multiple
man.
players,
No,
and
bro.
MIBR
No, bro. This can't
collapse
be.
onto two.
This can't be
Ye's
happening out of a
only
timeout.
Rifle, by the way, the hero rifle for EG taken off.
Yep. So high top
Someone
is
has to
out,
save us
execute
here,
on the
and
way.
I think it has to. We have to call on Derek
Icy,
Overwatch.
The two inside the site, and ASPAS has seen Derek.
Derek with a
down low, but
deagle
takes
as
a lot
well?
of Chip damage to
The
be
desert-
fair. Same could be said for Cortegia, but
Oh, it's an eco. Who cares?
kills
Whatever.
still come through for MIBR pretty
It's okay, it's
cleanly.
eco,
Supa
eco,
trying to work his way
it's eco,
into
it's
the
eco,
site,
it's eco,
only
eco,
finds
eco.
one,
It's okay.
and now we're within a single round with MIBR. A couple of big ultimates.
All right.
Lined up and ready to go
Yeah,
for
they
the
have some good ults here. Killjoy, Harbor
Obviously, EG
ults.
doesn't have
Harbor
anything to
ult
play
to
through, but
actually take the
wait for
site.
tactical
Killjoy
balls,
ult to
talked about
delay the
their
post.
options.
I don't
Address the
like that.
situation where you look at the ultimates
Is
coming
Derek gonna
online
have
for
to
MIBR,
use his
you know
ult
it's
to break
very
this
likely
ult
they'd be
while they
playing
retake?
aggressively
I hope
for an
not.
orb. Made the right call to play through on A. Having Ye also push up to try and maybe just catch a player off, but he's in a spot where he can only just barely see the forehead of a few players coming up the top over belt and not in a position to get away. Didn't even get the dash. That singular death onto EG
Viper
starts
ult as well,
cascading
that's
against him.
annoying.
To be fair, for EG, that would have likely been an unrecoverable rifle. And
Oh my
players could've
god,
been
he is
able to do it.
insane, bro. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He's back.
With an operator back in his hands, it's gonna deliver.
He's got his casual 39.
If you saw how low this guy's senses, that is a hard ass shot.
Put that into perspective, he's gonna pull him out.
Oh.
Reckoning is out. Flashing at nature.
Yup.
Away, and whoa, he does better than that.
And he
finds
ulted.
ASPAS before
And he
gets out.
ulted.
Now
Pick
Yates
him up.
with
Pick
the
him up,
knives.
Icy.
Hunter's Fury to help try
Oh,
to
never
clear
mind.
this out. And it's down just to Artson
Yay, star.
for the
Kill him.
1v3. Completely suppressed. Does not see Supa up top initially,
Nice.
but does eventually. He actually finds nature as well.
Didn't
but
Ye
it
change
still
his
would've
sense?
been a
Oh,
heroic
is it?
effort
Isn't?
beyond that.
I thought it was low as
11-9,
fuck. It's not low.
Huge round for EG.
He changed his sense?
A huge comeback after losing the previous round. Of course, again, EG just didn't have much to play through, but as soon as they do, Ye.
Oh, why do you all know that?
This operator on the defense for Ye has been
Also,
absolutely
my boy is
disgusting almost every single
25
round.
and 13, bro.
Whether it's been
Maximum
the
impact
initial
kills.
First peak,
Pure
or even
impact
later
kills, by
in
the way.
round, sometimes even on the retakes, he's just been finding these kills. 11 now, 2 away.
This guy type
from
bunch of
eliminating
fucking
the
nerds.
MIBR from the bracket,
We're all
moving
nerds,
on
bro.
to
Trust me
Morris
on
King,
that.
Vipers put out early over the defense
Nature,
side.
are we sober
Though, from
or
EG trying to stick
are we?
for that orb. Turns
Are we
into a free
sober?
first blood for MIBR. The Vipers put at green will still have EG kind of look into at worst play for some sort of a lockdown defense as the offensive one is going to be called in. Recon bolt
Still one
immediately
a little too
denied.
far away right now.
Okay, he's
Uh-huh.
thinking about
Oh my
it,
God.
trying to find an angle for one.
Oh, if he hit
Close, but
that!
not quite, and that's going to be MIBR. The jump into the site, it's just down to does EG want to try to contest this with the lockdown of their own immediately? And no, they're going to use it for the retake.
That's going to be especially good considering the Viper's Pit is in there. Viper's Pit gets played in knowing that the lockdown is going to
I don't know if this is
be the
retakeable.
response.
I'm gonna be honest. Someone give Ye a rifle and then
EG
maybe we'll talk
slow,
about
Very
it.
slow about
Ah,
this.
we're
Actually,
saving.
maybe
I don't mind the
scared
call.
off. What a strange
very hard
round.
retake.
Like, would you not consider that the lockdown or the retake,
Yeah.
possibly the angle might just not be quite enough?
What the
Yeah,
fuck
there's
is
a
this
level
caster
that
talking
can-
about?
Look where Zenom is kind of put together. Like a lockdown's not going to take away the Viper's Pit. So, and there's also the level of that. Like if Ye commits, he's committing in with an operator, and you really want that tool considering how hot his hand is right now. So,
It's
He's talking about Ye opping from top
MIBR
screen.
will send them onto double digits as well. Now we really do have
Oh.
a game. EG stranglehold they have on this
Okay.
second half is.
I thought he was. I thought he was implying that they shouldn't have saved there, or they should have tried going for it. But I'm tripping, I think.
Just considering the risk reward, money is still not completely safe for EG if you take a look at where they are. So you can imagine if they lose that one.
He was implying that.
Momentum over to MIBR, playing the odds here, saying,
Are you fucking brain dead then?
From elsewhere, giving MIBR the 10.
There's a Viper ult in play, and you have an op on the retake.
Just considering that
Of course you're saving at 11-10.
Might not have been able to cover enough. There's a possibility as well.
That is a fantastic call to save.
Good information here early.
Come on,
EG.
baby. Come on, baby. Give me one more.
Has Ye on an aggressive angle. Oh, punished for stepping a little bit too far forward. A huge first blood for ASPAS.
He got him. He got him. He got him. You have to admit it.
And
he got him.
Before that, we've seen
We take our L's. We accept the L's. We stay humble.
Same thing happens now. Already dropped.
He got him. It's simple. It's fine. It's a good matchup. Like what? Can't be one-sided all the time.
With the drone, but what they really get is, yep, MIBR is still there.
Nature has to, at worst, go
the harbor ults? No, man, this is just a free round now.
Life's back, by the way.
Yep. There's the high tide.
Nature has to go fucking nuclear here, bro.
That's
hard. It's too hard. That's too hard.
But it's Zenom who gets the secondary elimination on this
Nice try. I think this game is over, chat.
How about it?
Not even Ye can bring us back from this doldrum.
And EG are going to be in a bit of a weird spot financially, I think.
The money is completely... Wait, we have some money. Good pause.
Safe way to place it, obviously just onto the wall right next to him. And now the
Killjoy ults.
Equalized 11-11. Man, this map is starting to go in any direction because we initially had a 4-1 start for EG in the first 5 rounds. But since then, it's been 5 apiece.
All I'm saying, okay, I'm going to say it at 11-11. If Ye can bring this home...
And right now, deep into the second half, we're on 5-5.
I'm going to move him up on my list.
Losing Ye
I don't give a fuck if it's an online game.
Really, really did hurt the team.
Absolutely.
Expensive way to lose as well, dropping the operator.
I mean, that's just one of those plays that you're just trying to catch MIBR off guard, because if you hit that, if you're Ye, round is completely different, but it is spending a lot banking for that particular first blood. So when you don't get it, the round feels a lot more disastrous.
EG weren't able to.
Only if they win and also beat 100 Thieves. Yeah, you're right. You are right. They need to make the actual event. If he can bring them to an event, if he can bring this organization to an event, he deserves another slot.
It's going to be icy on the actual hit itself, which means no lockdown defensively for a retake. Everything falls apart extremely quickly when you consider those options, and beyond that,
Hazelnut, thank you for the prime.
Move towards map point. EG have no
All right,
money.
baby, let's
They
go.
have to tag
They're coming A. They're coming to you, man.
On their halfway here.
Oh, ASPAS knows.
Yeah,
ASPAS knows it's EA. He can't act surprised. He can't act surprised. Whatever this is a 50-50 game.
Them to full purchase in the next one if they do lose this.
I guess I'll tell you what. Ye has the hero rifle.
Really, Verna?
It's gone now. Can they recover the gun at least? Maybe not. But with Ye down early again, we've seen what happens.
Really, Verna? Are you gonna ruin it?
When he's gone this quick, good news is off-site is going to be ICU who is going to have to commit for the retake. With this lockdown, if it is going to be an A finish, and what you said is very important.
Like, ASPAS was this close to fighting him, and then all of a sudden, bang.
12 for free.
Yep.
And already rotated.
Oh god, that's too difficult, guys.
Gun bolt over into the corner. Stinger is what Nature is holding in that same position.
It's too hard, it's too hard, it's too
Good
hard,
suppression
it's
coming
too
through with the snake bite, takes
bro.
Nature
Someone
on
has to
commission.
miracle around here.
Derek with that picked up Vandal from Ye, only able to find one. And if you're icy,
no, bro.
You really wanted to try to help out with the lockdown, but now it just becomes a bit
it's over.
Unappreciated on the timing. Whoop, hey, how are you?
It's okay.
MIBR
it's okay. They gave it their best shot.
11 with 4 out of the last 5. Now on map point.
Is there knives available or something, man?
And likely lockdown.
An op? How did he get an op? How did they have this much money?
So quickly, but what we do have now is a reset of the economy, an opportunity to put the operator back into the hands of Ye. We've found so much success as long as he doesn't lose the opening duel.
Oh, they saved it. Why do I not see these saves?
Nature 2 away, could get something done over there. ASPAS 1 away. Pretty nice for the final round. But really, to me, it is going to come down to a decent number of these recent rounds that EG have lost has come down to Ye first death.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this position though.
Because largely speaking,
he's just gonna have to pop dash at the exact perfect time.
So Ye's just
this drone though.
To the punch. Knife to deny the L drone. Reveals onto nothing but Artson by the look of it. So, moment of pause for MIBR in this offensive approach.
Joseph Hunter's Fury now online for MIBR. Lockdown seems a little bit
have
less useful.
good dart.
Options certainly on
Very
board.
good
You can
dart.
destroy the lockdown or just prevent a defuse. A little bit more movement now on the other parts of the map over here. IC has to start considering his options. He needs to be the one playing safely here.
Yeah!
He's sniffing it. He wants
Wait, did he hit him behind the...
two, actually.
Did he hit the other guy?
Okay.
Oh, it's so cringe, man. You killed the king? Again, Verno?
Hunter's Fury, he tags onto a couple and finishes off onto A. Derek's barrel has been seen. He's gonna fall. Icy.
Shitting me, bro. Superman?
It's just down to Super for what would have to be a 1v3. Good snake
30
bite,
seconds left.
but low on health. The spike's still in hand, but if Supa can find the timing,
They have to plant soon.
Thing is, Verno just closes these.
That would be where it comes down to, and Verno's seen it.
Spotted.
Artisan just gonna hold on top of where the spike had been planted. Verno, recon bolt out, gives away his position.
Oh my god!
Joking! Supa just falls right on top as soon as the recon.
Are you shitting me? They lost that?
Going to extras.
There's just no way Verno didn't spot Super. I thought.
No, he
Verno
did. He
spotted
did.
him.
He thought he
would
would
have seen
drop
shoulder
not
barrel
there.
Something from his POV. He surely had the spot of the Super.
Oh my
All he needed to do
god.
was
Thank
wait for the
God
drop
for
down. If
Superman,
you have
bro.
a situation where you know Super's going to come from top.
Holy.
Super can only look one of two ways when he drops, and whoever lives in that situation for MIBR just clean it up, and you'll win the round, or you'll win the map. But he decides to go for the recon, which betrays zone position,
Superman
because
came
Super
up
instantly
fucking
sees,
huge.
okay,
That's a
well,
4K,
recon
no?
came from that position, I'm gonna drop down on top of him. And then he isolates the final 1v1.
Alright, we have one more life.
And all that scene couldn't do it himself.
We have one
Super
more
saved the day.
fucking
That
life.
should not have been a loss for MIBR. I just have to question: did Verno see Super or
Had
not?
to have. Had to
He
have.
did
I just
see
don't
him,
think he was
yes,
thinking
bro.
He was
What?
gonna just tiptoe his way on the railings. And now all of a sudden, ASPAS is trying to get aggressive. Nature on the corner. Couple
Okay.
of shots over the top.
ASPAS
From
challenging
rope to
Ye
rope,
Star, but
which
Ye is
MIBR
not
actually
here.
Gonna walk up aggressively here. Reveal so important though, knowing that Verno is the one
Wow,
playing
they
up
are
top.
very aggressive at
And
A.
yeah, EG.
They don't want to
gonna
lose this
back
A
up
round
and
again.
disrespect that there could be some aggression here.
Obviously,
That
EG's
is the
going to
way that
retake this
MIBR
area.
bounce out of this tournament on that round
But do they go
24,
A with
they are gonna be
that, or do
shaking
they
their
just
fists
walk back to B after?
quite heavily? But into the OT, which both teams are very familiar with, as a reminder, in the
That is the
opening
question.
maps that we saw yesterday.
Ye
teams
currently
did go
lurking
to OT
toward
on
B.
Icebox against
ASPAS
their
also here.
Prior opponents are now against each other here.
Alarm bot out.
Seems fitting.
It looks like they're going to go B. Oh
As
god, it's
been a
happening.
long time since we've seen an EG on the attacking side.
NRG won today, yeah.
The one issue that they had from that first half, though, was clearing out yellow. Close quarters knife, just to make sure no one's hiding at green. Flash, recon.
Here it
both
comes.
fence.
Killjoy and Jet.
Alarm bot in the way of this follow-up.
Oh,
There's also
God.
A forward nanoswarm and ASPAS up top. But no, the toxic screen comes through. Nature tagged on this
Oh,
aggressive play.
fuck.
Yay,
Nah,
no,
it's he, bro.
shut down by ASPAS.
I
Now
mean,
all of a sudden
he's
it's
just
down
nice,
to
he's
Juice.
nice,
So
he's
commit
nice
to
with
this
it.
If you're EG, you don't really have a lot of ground to work with. You're trying to get some success on this lurk through mid, but unless you get a crossing angle, it's
Ah, that's a big ASPAS.
How about three? Knives out, but no.
ASPAS.
Gets the trade, but nothing further. Advantage MIBR.
Alright, Ye's going to have a similar round now.
A little bit too much for EG to peel through, as it's 13 now for MIBR and ASPAS, as we looked at, by the way, in that first half. He was pretty dominant, particularly in the first 5 rounds, but defensively, both the Jet players got most of their success on that defensive side. So ASPAS delivering once again, shutting down Ye.
Too many timeouts? I mean, what can you
Too
do?
much fanfare. Earning knives even. Pretty impressive stuff. But we're back over to what we've experienced for a decent amount of time here. And a well-timed tactical timeout where we get to sort of repeat the second half.
You get more
once
timeouts once
more.
it
MIBR
goes into
on the
overtime.
attacking side,
You get
EG
extra timeouts.
on the
One each.
defensive side, where it took a while for MIBR to find their pacing. They a few times needed to shut down Ye, but the opposite has also been true. Many of these rounds that
Alright, Ye's going to have to... We need some Ye.
with an operator just
I feel like he's got to
completely
start
dominating.
baiting a
One of
little
the
bit.
questions has to be, Does Ye want to come through?
We
with the
can't have
flash
Ye
cannon
dying first.
operator or
Simple.
not on the defense?
We just
I
can't.
think it more than likely will be a yes.
Oof, stress here for EG. Especially
Is it
considering
morning
that,
at your place?
again,
Nope.
look at the timeline.
6:30 p.m.
Yeah, you get a 1v2 save from Supa, but
He's not going to go for it.
yeah.
Let IC entry.
Everything else has been so comfortable
Loki
for
down.
MIBR on the executes into sight at A. Supa's been bored, I think, by a lot of this defensive side because no one's come even close to moving
That's
over
true.
towards
Nobody's
B, so
going B. Oh
has
god, here
Connor
we
been able
go
to cook
again.
everything up to try to stop this MIBR offense behind
Well,
the
we need
walls
an
of these
entry, man.
cascades
We
and
need a
high
clean
tides.
entry
It's just on
somewhere.
Free entry time and time.
He's leaving, though.
again.
I see us leaving at least slightly, but he's playing only barely off the side here. And you're right, Super has been continually just playing on an island. But at what point do you think for MIBR it would be kind of good for them to just exploit that? They
Good drone break.
feeling good about
Good
A
knife.
so far.
Great job. So far.
Despite
Someone
IC
has to
falling
break
off,
the
look how
start
many
for Ye
Nano
when they're
Swarms
running
just
in.
being left in there. They are
Absolutely
taking
has
EG
to.
here, so heavily guarding A, and they do not want to lose that position.
As long as
Well, you
Ye
can see
does
what's
not
on
get
the deck here.
spammed, he's due for at least
Got
one.
Nature holding on to utility in the
Perfect,
corner.
Derek.
Recon
Perfect,
bolt
Derek.
deleted. He's going to be able to heat this corner for free. Here comes the
Art
walk-up.
Zin thinks
And
he's
Art
him.
Zin- I mean, Nature's
My
been here
goodness.
Every single round. He doesn't even bother to check it. I think a lot of that is thanks to
ASPAS
Derek
dead?
being up
Okay,
top
we
on the
should be
Raptors,
fine.
and Nanostorm also connects onto ASPAS. So now it's just down to the last couple of members.
Good
So
drone.
MIBR
Good.
from the front.
Oh, fuck.
Then Zenom provides two?
Toxins going up.
Can't be allowed to happen.
Oh,
Cortesia up top
fuck
on
me.
410. Supa stepping into the site. Drone does not reveal much, but it does get a tag onto Verno. But Cortesia able to provide the kills. It steps down to Icy for the 1v2. Both members low on
Are you
health.
joking,
Can Icy
bro?
provide the save to keep this going like his teammate had in Supa. Verno on the corner.
The right way.
Oh, Verno, perfect
Doesn't make
jiggle
the
as
first
well.
shot land.
Good dart.
Recon bolt deleted. Cortesia a little bit deeper.
Nah,
at the
they
angle.
lost.
Now both members have been known.
No way. No way this guy could do this.
Here comes the check, quickly on the corner, not gonna find it. Crossfire setup. Time is gonna be an issue. First shots from Icy, not clean. Oh, no,
Yo,
not
what the
looking
fuck
good.
is
He throws the
happening?
Pistol, trying to swap back and forth. He's gonna have the
Anti.
stick for this. He had the lockdown, but that's not gonna make a difference. He finds the kill.
Nice try,
but
nice
there's
try,
right-
nice try.
nope, not enough time. Oh, goodness
Unlucky.
me. It got so close, but Icy just cannot
Unlucky,
quite find the
unlucky.
shots
Alright.
to land.
It's all good.
And it will be a decider map of split to figure out who
What's
gets eliminated.
split?
What a close call, but for MIBR, I think it would hurt so much for them to lose this map, considering what ended up on round 24. To lose their two versus one. They're saying not again. We're back into another 2 versus 1, and this time we're going to ensure that it goes our way. EG
Look
put
at
up
this.
an amazing map here.
Look at this.
Considering
Well,
how
Verno
in the
too,
hole they
actually.
were in that first half, 0 and 5, MIBR looking strong, and then for most of the rounds in the middle, how many do we have here? I'll do a
Can
really
they
quick
do
count.
it, bro? Can they do it?
About
On split, can they do
10
it? I don't know what Ye
rounds,
plays on split. Doesn't he
with
play like
2
Astro or
going
some
the
shit?
way of MIBR in a huge chunk of rounds being won between the back end of the first half and the front end of the second half. A lot of
Fuck,
heavy performances
Astra,
from Ye.
bro.
Massive scoreline, a lot of
but I've never actually played it. I don't even know what like anything about it. Why can't they not stream? I don't know why they're not streaming it, honestly. Those would be some fun ass games to watch. Marvin and Sabrosa are addicted to TF2. I mean, it looks addicting. I got like very into it when I was watching her play. I think Kane Zera has a chance in T1. I don't think he would farm the way he's farming, but I think he'd be very good in Tier 1. I don't think he'd be like plus 20 every game, though. Who are you betting on? Bro, I think this is legit 50-50. I have no fucking clue, because EG looks insane. And MIBR look good too. But the fact that EG came that close to beating MIBR on their best map, it makes me feel like I should lean towards EG. But I don't know how either of these teams are on split. All I'm saying is if EG somehow squeak a win here, it's impossible for me not to root for EG tomorrow. Like, I have to root for them. Because Yay on LAN again? Do you understand how... let me give you guys the context once again, just so everyone understands. This shit... Where is it? Look at the teams. Sentinels, G2, Billy, Fnatic, Heretics, Gen.G, EDG, Paper Rex. Like, this, and then now we potentially EG, Yay Star back on LAN. This is juice. This event is gonna be pure juice. Like, I can't not watch.
We've got one more map on the evening, and it could not be more important for both these two teams as it determines whether they're eliminated for contention for the road to EWC, or will they face a best of 5 against 100 Thieves tomorrow.
Does this tournament take place pre-Teo nerf or after? I think the actual event is post-nerf. Right?
We got the back and forth affair that we kind of expected in certain ways, with the Icebox going to over.
Like, the actual tournament is post-nerf.
Honestly, doesn't really favor either of these two teams because the records of the map
Okay.
have been pretty soft.
Because it's a month and a half away. There's no way they're still going to play on this patch. So I think the way chat explained it to me, group stage, you have to win 2 before you lose 2. You're in a group of 4 teams. There's group of 4 teams. You have to win 2 before you lose 2, and it's BO3s. And then playoffs is single elim best of 3. Is what I gathered.
Rounds and EG asking a couple of questions here because they definitely felt like, especially towards the end, after catching up on that early deficit, that they had the map potentially within a winning condition, locking out MIBR entirely in a 2-0.
And then yeah, grand final BO5, lovely.
Tomorrow's game, but instead going to be going over towards split instead, because if EG want to win this one, MIBR are going to make them work for it. And for MIBR, a very necessary bounce back because Lotus just wasn't it.
Yeah, absolutely the case. And look, here's the thing. This split map has, I think, just been...
What's wrong with BO5? Nothing.
Figure out what they wanted to.
So that's a good thing.
Some of it because you've got Icy on the Raze, like
all right,
with
beer back shot.
Beginning of the year, I think he was playing on a chamber, but then he moved a little bit later on into Astra. It just doesn't really get the same punch that you would expect from Ye. Where on the other side, you kind of know what you're gonna get. You don't have Raze on the map though. If you are MIBR, they're gonna keep ASPAS playing onto the Jet, so there's a level of trying to enable him forward. And honestly, both teams have come together and found a good amount of struggle in terms of finding efficiency in the role swap for Ye and the Jet pick, kind of forcing it for MIBR. So there's a level of who's going to figure it out first, I think, when it comes to how we determine this best of 3.
Yeah, I would say, to me at least, the Raze feels a little bit more standard for something like a split, but at the same time, you look at where the Raze was on map 1 for ASPAS, rather, and it was completely missing. It was MIA for essentially the entire map. We're asking some big questions about that level of performance, and luckily we got to see Icebox back on the Jet, looking a lot more comfortable, dominating where he needed to. Got a little bit quiet in the middle there when Ye started to pick up his pace a little bit. keeping the jet might end up being the right call just to keep the hot hand still warm for ASPAS and not move over towards a raise. But then you have to ask the question of, okay, what does that mean for Ye on the opposite end? Because he's going to be dropping off his own jet, moving the raise even to teammate Icy. You got to be looking over towards something like the Astra, which is what he brought forth against G2 in their playoffs game. So is this going to be a little bit of a nerf for Ye? Probably, I would say so. But even given that he performed quite well on a controller on Lotus, yes, but that's Clove. That's still Clove where you have big pop-off moments on that agent. Astra's really not the same. Astra's completely different in terms of what we can expect out of Ye. So maybe nerfing Ye a little bit here could cause some issues for EG.
It's just tough because when you think of Ye, you think of Ye and a jet with an operator, and again, that's just the byproduct of EG going this direction of having Icy be the person that they're looking at in terms of playing Raze, who is so popular on some of the current maps that we find ourselves on. But ooh, how about this? We're gonna get double duelist instead for MIBR. They're gonna bust out the Raze and the jet with no true real sentinel kind of player in the mix. They're gonna instead
Astra, Sag. It's okay.
This is a brand new mix in terms of how they've played.
It's okay, it's okay.
They played this back in February though.
Okay,
Agent bans? Not yet. I don't think we have
big
enough
change
agents yet.
I just sort of say everyone except ASPAS.
I don't think.
It's kind of on a different.
I don't think it'll be up.
You would expect. Yeah, this is a.
I don't think there'll be agent bans introduced till like 2027, bro.
From the comp, they don't have the.
I'll be
reach
honest.
As well, so it is a completely different look, and see if EG can react to this.
Will playing EWC before Toronto be
Definitely
good?
not what they showed yesterday. Definitely not what they played yesterday. Indeed.
I would assume so. Everyone's been asking for more events.
Between Zen
So
and going to be only Astra instead. And Arzine, who's the IGL, not a
you got to be like optimistic about the fact that like it's good practice
to get the job done.
All right.
on stage.
A little bit of a flex pick coming through. MIBR will be starting on the offensive side with this double duelist play.
All right, big game, big map, big map.
Top towards
Okay, 5v5 retake, free
and
bomb
then through
site.
it, Artisan immediately onto A. Spike making its way a little bit.
I have a
more
weird
but
feeling
look how
Artisan
deep
is about to have a
this
game
for MIBR. They're already at the front
on the
doors of
Raze.
screens. Icy inside this nebula can really only do so much. This stealth drone could be huge though. It does get deleted. Smoke blocking for the initial flash. There's the aftershock through it. Cortesia
Oh
step
god.
up and take down
Oh
two.
god.
Icy trying to provide something in response.
Cortesia is on fire.
And honestly, if you're EG, you are stuck. You are trapped
Superman?
on site. Super provides at least some sort of an exit, but Artisan will
Icy.
hold on a second.
He's low.
Cortesia, Verno, trying to play the swing, but
I just
Icy
don't
with the
see Verno
frenzy.
losing this, man.
Still trying to get this job done, but very weak.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all it needs.
Well
is one
played.
more shot from Verno with the
Fuck,
classic,
man.
and it will
I
be
start
the
rooting
MIBR
for
pistol.
EG and they just lose.
I see throwing the nade does reveal his positioning, which Werner needed to confirm, but that got very spicy for MIBR considering how clean it was.
No, this is
Three
MIBR's regular
early
comp that
kills.
they've consistently
Flash
run on this
confirmed
map.
over towards screens as
Right?
well to help out the team.
I'm pretty sure.
But MIBR started dropping members.
double
You
duelist.
Kind of talked about the fact
Raze
that
jet.
EG
No?
players who managed to at least get onto site
Oh,
were
right. They ran Teo.
really
That's
doing
right.
too much there for the most part
That's right,
until
that's
they
right, that's
started
right.
to
They ran
explode a
Teo.
little bit and turn things around.
Teo
Icy
and
got a
Artsin was
lot done there.
breach. That's
Three
right,
on board.
Facts.
But just
My
him
bad.
moving on to the Raze.
Yes.
Filling in for that duelist position that Ye has previously been on. That got a little bit too tight for MIBR considering how much early advantage they had.
There will be a level of questioning.
Oh boy.
How much
You're
can this
dead.
post plant hold with
Nade.
this? And wow, Supa still gets one considering how well
Are
placed
you
that
kidding
bait
me?
cells was. Flash on the way out. Nature trying
How
to
are these guys
gets
killing
one of his
classic
own, but again,
kills?
Back and forth we go. Derek in the corner trying to find something
finally.
behind, but not good. Yay.
Imagine.
Again, it's back and forth we go, but how about this pickup for Artisan? Already on to 4 in a row, and it will just be left to 1. It's Icy rotating through vents.
This is the trust coming in for Artisan to hit these shots, and he certainly is. So
Gone here.
delivering on the Raze for the double duelist. Left a bit wanting in terms of his Lotus performance on the breach, just
Ain't happening,
completely
bro.
annihilated in so many of these situations. But
Not
to be
happening.
fair, so did ASPAS, had some reasonable
Now
plays
it's
to
definitely
show
not happening.
on even Icebox, but here, this is a great position. Low HP for Icy as well. What else can he do? He's at least cut sound here, but against 2
Yeah.
and no weaponry, I don't think he picked up anything. He might have actually. There's a lot of dead bodies up there. He does have
Good
something to
damage,
play
man.
through. 4 HP now and not a lot of time.
Yeah, the time is the biggest issue right now. Up close and personal.
Good damage.
No. Is that up?
Good damage. Good
Stops it
damage.
from getting a little bit too hairy, but For EG, after the pistol and the anti-eco, you do force a lot of repurchase to come through, so this bonus will be a little bit on the lighter side. And EG, with those eliminations, should be feeling pretty comfortable in their ability to get full purchase.
Yeah, they walked in with 2
Alright.
full rifles as well and only recovered
Do
one,
not
so
get
I'm not too
bonus.
Sure this is even really going to be a bonus anymore, or rather it's going to be a situation where if
At
you look
least
at the
give
buy
the
here,
ace if you're
very
gonna
light for
lose
MIBR.
one.
Too many players dropped.
Arden
last
1
second.
away. Same with Icy.
Good opportunity now for EG. Consider the fact that between our 2
Which is
rounds,
why EG
despite
doesn't want to give up
MIBR
free
winning
orbs,
them,
so they're fighting for B main here.
EG have brought it down to very fine numbers.
Alright.
I'll see what we get here. MIBR
Another B
staging
A
up for
pop.
a quick hit over into A. Derek trying to assist with whatever utility he
I-
can. A shot from Cortezia.
I don't know
I
what
see
to
the
say
first one
about
to
that.
drop. Derek trying to get
Derek?
his way in to try to contest this.
Hero
but
round?
He will find one and hold on to elbow. If he can get another, that'd be insane. But no, ASPAS good for not just 1 but 2.
Just
Super
not.
quick trade.
This is
looks
not
like
it.
EG are really
And
showing
nothing
that
is
they do
it.
wanna try to
These
contest
A-pops
spike
are
plans, but
fucking...
not working out.
Can they
as
please
MIBR
play 2 in the
on this
A-bomb
bonus
site,
are in a
man?
3v1 situation and looking good for a great start here on the offense.
I killed them.
They
Oh my
will
god.
make it interesting.
Is there a
though. It
world?
Still, yeah, at the end of the day.
Nope.
Weaponed up, but Zenom has the angle. As a reminder, as well, MIBR brought 2 rifles into this round. They'll walk out with 2, but extremely important to actually win their bonus, which is what you'd really be able to expect, just kind of flooding over on towards A.
Arden probably gonna have to use ult
Now
here
EG.
this round.
That's going to be their own.
Okay, EG can still very easily win this round. They have Icy on a shotgun, gets 1 ult, double shotgun. This is possible round win.
Recognizing the situation, Outlaw can be massive here considering the lack of equipment on EG.
And the trouble here for EG, just to kind of again reflect on the history across the calendar year on this map, their offensive side has been terrible.
That's not good to hear.
29% win rate in the 4 times that they've played.
That is not good to hear.
Whereas their defense has been
A pop,
usually good
like
for
popping
about
into a bomb site,
7-5
like
split on average.
execing
so
a bomb site, like
need to
from
start getting
close.
something going here for Evil Geniuses quickly.
It's
The
like different
NRG
from a
versus
rush
MIBR
because on a
game
rush you make
yesterday
way more
was
sound
largely
cues,
a
whereas a
tale
pop
of
you make
one
no
side
sound
as
cues and
well.
then you just go.
Both teams favoring the attacking side. MIBR pull through 7 and 4 eventually to win it after only getting 3 on the defensive side. So, or rather,
Do you have a link for the Paper X game? No.
yeah,
Fucking
sorry,
wish.
they lost that map. But in any case,
I've been looking for
they
a link
won
for the
most
last
of their
3
rounds
days.
on the offense is what I'm trying to say. They got 10 rounds in total, 7
All
on the
right,
attacking,
this is
3
the
on defensive.
Victor Wong special spot
So
right
once
here.
again, MIBR on the attacking side.
It rarely
finding the
fails,
value.
and they are
Completely
going
different
A.
comp with a completely different player leading the way. Shot called Artazine. Showstopper already in hand. Top on the leaderboard.
And the thing is, like, this is again another route that MIBR just gets so
Oh
much.
god,
for free.
no.
Showstopper
Cortezia,
out.
perfect.
That's going to try to pinch things together.
It's
over
perfect,
towards
bro.
Screens, and it works out beautifully for MIBR. Stuck in a corner.
And Cortezia.
Icy just hanging around, and eventually MIBR was able to find him. Super.
Did you see 4 seconds, 4-second ace? No, I didn't see anything
That
Paper
hurts.
X related,
And it's
ever,
gonna be a
because there's no
flawless
stream.
round unless the Bucky can make some sort of a punch happen over at ropes. Ooh. Whoa. All right, there we go.
Is this
Artazine was the one player
call
that could
chat?
afford
Is
the
this
given that
like,
he only had an
or is
outlaw
this like
anyway,
another
he's
like
upgrade
let's
to
go
a wife for the next
6-6
round.
again?
Seeker's being earned by Verno. The back of
A
that kill.
Potter pause into a 6-6
Have to
kind of
credit the fact
situation.
that A huge Cortezia kill over towards Screens. on towards Ye,
Because
which
I think we're
maybe
gonna need
could
that.
get a little bit spicy if Ye gets that kill instead. Just looking over towards minimap, Ye looked like he had the drop with Cortezia, who ends up turning around and in fact getting the frag onto Ye instead, denying the upgrade onto Ye, which could have been a situation where Ye starts to pop
Icy
off.
still has result. Gotta use it this round.
On Icebox. You don't want
And
to
they
be
are
in
going
that
mid.
same deficit,
No.
forcing themselves to have to make a comeback happen. It's not
They're
great.
walking up.
This is a very crucial round for EG early.
No.
Oh,
bro.
no.
I knew this guy was gonna have a game. I just knew it.
And you've
Listen,
lost.
delivering, man.
I
you've
just
lost
knew he
Super.
was gonna have a game, bro.
And you're absolutely right. Artisan has been unreal.
Now they're
Switching
gonna
back
avoid
over
the
to this
raise.
This double duelist.
They're just
Icy
avoiding
still
the
has a
raise. They're not gonna
showstopper
go
available,
here.
Holding over towards mid, but B is
Good by Icy to
severely
leave,
weakened
though.
by
Wow, they're
not having that
staying.
Viper. There's no ability to snake bite the entryway. You only have stars that can block anything through B main.
Wow. The duelist
Solo, by the
entering
way,
so they
he's
can get
tucked in.
out if he does ult.
How much can you get away with assuming that this is going to be The B split
Come on,
finish.
yay.
I've got your
Bit of
trail.
help is slowly arriving. Seekers will reveal his position.
Salvo from
Yeah,
Derek
it's
to try to
over.
hold off this playthrough mail.
It's just over.
But how else can you pause this? There's just so much utility being pushed forward. And that aftershock allows Derek to step up alongside another, but it's Nature who unfortunately can only get a single kill. And Icy by himself, a 1v4 situation.
And
caught
that's
on
that.
the outside of the nebula in,
The fat lady
this
has
not
sung.
been
It's over.
at all what EG were hoping for to start off this map 5-0 and back
I mean,
into a
honestly, good
tough
effort by
economical
EG.
spot.
End of the day, like, they
That
gave me
ball
some
should be
hope.
coming through
That's okay.
momentarily. If not this round, definitely the next. Things are getting very out of hand here. At least on Icebox, EG managed to recover the situation, get 5 in a row of their own. You're gonna have to do that now. We actually somehow ended Icebox 6-6, if I remember correctly. So the fact that we're so
Hello, Aki.
far into
Aki
essentially that same
Rachi.
requirement again, EG is just so uncomfortable. 3 ultimates to play through, but just no equipment.
Poison orb emitting.
MIBR taking their time here, respecting
Double
that there could
duelist is
be
good, but I think
either
I still
stingers,
like
maybe shotguns
Yoru
around
as opposed to
corners. You also
Raze.
still have a
Or sorry,
showstopper that
Yoru instead
can
of Jet.
change the
Yoru
outcome of the
Raze?
round, but
Personally,
as you're going to see again this little walk up.
if
for
you're gonna do
MIBR
double
towards
duelist.
A,
Jet Raze, I mean, I think
it
this
just
is more
puts so much
comfort than
pressure on this
anything
defense,
else.
who's already weakened to the arsenal. Stealth Drone
'Cause
is
ASPAS
trying to
doesn't
see
play
if this
Yoru.
can pause any of the play, but doesn't really catch too much.
Tell you what, it is going to be the Breach Teo combo though. Derek went away
And
from
now I just
Armageddon.
pop on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They
just
slow
over.
this down somewhat. It doesn't look like it's possible. Derek just doesn't have the firepower.
I just don't see it, man. There's
It's
just,
just
it
so
doesn't
hard to
look like
track
there's
Artisan
any
when he's doing
hope, you
that.
know? Like, there's no
Especially
hope,
with-
it feels like.
Again, like you mentioned, it's not a rifle, so the Viper's
There's
just gonna be
nothing
called
for
and
me
block
to,
off
like,
screens.
latch
Blizzard to
on
make
to
sure no one's
hope-wise.
already in there. And if you're EG, you need a pick before you can even consider dropping an ultimate like a showstopper. Can they
Like, we're gonna
find
need some
something?
guys
Try to
here.
get
We
this
don't
Rift
have any
online.
guys at the moment.
MIBR's post plant is
If you know what I'm saying.
extremely dynamic, and honestly, this is already taking a little bit too long for EG if they wanted to give this a true go.
Might be able to just squeeze them for exits though when you consider the positioning of MIBR.
Do you
They're
just
gonna have to
adjust
walk
comps to their
through
comfort?
somebody's
Ideally, yeah,
Line of
because
sight to be able
they're
to
gonna
exit
play
the
at
site,
their
and that's
best
exactly
with
what's
those
happening right
comps,
now.
with those agents. So you'd like, ideally, you adjust the comp based off what they want to do.
Was able to find at least one. But the round will go to MIBR. It just comes down to how punishing can EG make this exit, and the answer
And see
is
what I mean?
not
Like,
that
we can't even
punishing
get
at
the
all,
exit
though.
kills.
mean,
That's
Well,
what
the kills do come
their
through, but
MIBR
really,
is just
it's
playing
not much
so
gain, not
much better.
loss. The credits are extremely.
And ASPAS isn't
healthy
even
for
fucking
MIBR.
shitting
Like,
on them or anything.
They
It's
can't
everyone
afford
else.
to drop 3 players there, and as I
Just
said,
don't
if
see
not
it, man.
for the previous round, there's certainly this one. You are going to end up seeing the tack
play some
pause
stars in
come
this
through, and it is dire because at least on Icebox.
At what point do you
this was the
force
round
them
that
to learn
EG
new
managed to win.
agents?
If I remember correctly, they actually wanted VF
I mean,
Thrifty
it's
as
just
well,
it's
which
also a
realized
feel
this
thing.
time.
Like, if they feel like
The
they're
Thrifty
not
didn't even
good enough
feel
on these
like it was
agents,
possible. They
No.
didn't
and they're
attempt it.
forcing
They
it on
knew that
themselves,
The best they
it's
could
like,
do was go for
you don't have that many
exit
events
frags only, and even
to where
then,
it's like worth testing out. It's
successfully
probably
they
just
got the
better to
exit
go
frags.
with
I mean, really
comfort.
only one player
Especially
got
a
out, but
player like ASPAS.
consider that MIBR
Like,
didn't even
ASPAS
care about
Jet, you
dying
can
on the
never
exits.
doubt
It's like,
that.
all right, we'll die for this. It's fine. We can afford it.
Well, this timeout, an important one. Obviously, you've got
NRG versus 100
a whole
Thieves summary.
cache of ultimates to possibly use here for your EG.
I'd say if
But
Haven
the
had
question is, like, how
gone
and
in
when do
100
you wanna
Thieves'
use
favor,
these? Do you
the
think
series
first
would have
and
been
foremost it's gonna
closer,
start with
but
some sort of a Viper's Pit to congest part of the map, whether that be in
yeah,
the
I don't
middle
know.
of
I thought it was a
FP or
close
something
fucking
over
game.
towards A. The other side
100
of that
Thieves
is,
NRG? Thought it was very close.
how do you
Besides
see
the
some
final map.
success going down, yeah, with some sort of maybe a trap play? That's what I was gonna say. Like, we have not seen much in terms of a fault line and salvo combination to gain
Thanks,
space
Senpai.
early from EG.
You don't think MIBR
So,
will roll
So
100 Thieves?
that was,
Roll?
if I
No.
remember correctly,
Is that a
the,
BO5, by the way?
NRG 100 Thieves game,
NRG
and it was
versus
off the back of
MIBR?
a-
Or
over the
100
Thunder,
Thieves
which is
versus
not a
MIBR?
line for nature here on EG 2 away. And orb wouldn't be enough for it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a.
Certainly
I
you'd
don't think they'll
think
shit on them or
Viper's Pit in
anything.
mid has to be the minimum.
Viper's Pit will be
I
called
still
over
think
at A.
100 Thieves will
Double
beat
star
either of these
placement
teams.
over at B
Is
main.
that I don't even know
And then
why.
a triple stack
I just
between
feel it.
A tower and inside and behind A screens. MIBR, how do you feel this one out? Early stealth drone come through, showstopper the
Okay,
the IC
there's
will
some
damage tally,
hope.
actually, a lot of damage tally, but
He's 2 HP
still,
though.
it's the first blood
Oh, he got
nonetheless.
out.
You blast back over to safety, and you'll keep a
Viper
5v4
ult
for
mid.
now.
They can't go up mid.
I think for
Astra
a single
B.
ultimate, that's not bad. The fact that Icy didn't even get traded is massive. 2 HP surviving. Absolutely take that. And the fast rotation as well. Notice the possibility that MIBR could be rotating themselves, and As we take a look at Verno now, breaking off away from A, does look like it will be a B finish, but they have to run up the guts through
Whoa.
main.
This little walk up from Icy though could find
Oh,
some
boy.
great timing as soon as these poison clouds fade.
They're aware though.
And
Jake
Jay,
is
who's
aware.
been the
Oh
island player,
boy,
is gonna
oh
be called upon for the
boy.
first time in a while. And he's just completely.
Oh, at least he got his one.
overwhelmed, but
He got
still
his one.
finds his one. That's fine. Viper
This is
still
good by
getting
Superman.
vacated.
This is very good by
Superman looking up
Superman.
top. Armageddon to clear out the backside of this as the Cosmic Divide is also spent here for MIBR. Important 1v1 here for Zenon, but no, cannot connect. Verno delayed from being able to find the trade. Special delivery.
Oh, Verno ASPAS. Oh, wow.
And in that moment, EG double swing.
Oh,
and
tell
find
me
both
it's a
kills
6-6,
simultaneously to
bro.
get the board.
Tell me.
A little bit of shaky shots though, Cortezia and also I think it was Zenom there. Just couldn't quite land on top of Tarkus. They had a 2v1 on Ye, and Ye still managed to trade one. Really, that should have been a 2-for-0 considering the drop that Cortezia had on top of Ye. Just a single headshot would have done it. Ye wasn't even looking Cortezia's direction.
Yeah, Ye getting one there was
Whittling down the
massive.
numbers.
He was
It's
getting
a slow whittle down, right? Because
run
we
down.
start out with Icy, showstopper, free kill, gets away, 2 HP. Yay, trading one for
B-pop?
one. A little by little, MIBR's
Straight up
numbers
B-pop?
just start to dwindle until EG
Astra lurk
rescue, and
mid?
they needed that to bring themselves back into bear with one round.
Oh boy.
Showstopper available for MIBR. Caught the divide. Still possibly to be spent here on top of that, and it will be the showstopper.
Oh my god, he got 3 in there and we got off of him? Prius?
All that is so critical. Again, Ye has just been on that B island the entirety of the game. Finally makes his presence felt. with
No,
a
no,
one
no,
for
don't give
one
me
in the
hope for
prior
no
round,
reason.
and then a
This is just
1v3
unfair.
through B main, avoiding the showstopper the whole way. And EG looked good for a second unless Zenom can provide something heroic.
And that was the perfect play for
I have to
Surely not. Surely he does not. Oh
hugging
god,
the
nature.
wall tightly.
Oh
Blastbite
my
comes on
god,
through, just
nature.
entirely avoided, then walk through the smoke. MIB is not expecting that Ye is just going to be inside smoke. Phantom in hand, he sprays through for 3. Brilliant stuff. As far as Zenom is,
Okay, this is
we
somehow
couldn't
gonna work out for
nearly get
EG.
that 1 versus 3 on Lotus, and that was one of the
He
bright points of that
Viper.
map,
Oh
considering
my,
they
he
still
walled.
lost that round.
Well, he's going to get some good information here
This is
on
good.
where the Tejo is, but does he expect the breach in the corner? Might not matter.
Why don't you insta
Nature
peek off?
stays alive, then we're going to be able to at least put the plant in their favor. And honestly, if you're Zenom, you find a pick, maybe you can flush out this Rolling Thunder. That'd be huge value for you. Last star's been placed. Goal,
Say it
counteracts
ain't
the
so,
flash.
man.
Now to the 1v2. Oh, able to find the
The
first
guy with the
goal.
1
My goodness.
HP kills
He
him.
found
Oh,
the
it's
one,
just
'cause
gross,
Nature's
bro.
down to 11 health, but
It's
just wide
gross.
enough of a swing to avoid the transfer in EG.
It's actually
Saved their
gross.
Second round, if only barely.
That's a team flash, by the way. That was nature flashing Icy, unfortunately.
Thank you, Caster.
So-
Appreciate that.
We talk about the nearly 1v3 clutch. It nearly happens again, but this time due to some mistakes, I think, coming through from the EG side. And oh boy, would EG be kicking themselves if that's what
Yeah.
they delivered over a 1v3 with a transfer nearly there. By the way,
I'm
Nature
just
was
surprised
already on
Nature
low
didn't
HP, so
immediately peek off of Derek's
just a little
contact
bit
at
more of a
spawn.
transfer, not even a headshot
But maybe
required. Nature would have gone
Nature
down.
thought the other guy was aware that he could be there.
And then Zenon just completely destroys EG's
It's a
comeback
lot of
potential,
yeah, it's a
because,
lot of
again,
money
EG
gone.
are down so many rounds, they were down
EG need one
1 and
clean
6.
round
They
to
would've been 1 and
stabilize.
7 now.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I like this. I like this a lot.
Oh, dangerous moment
Well
here
played
for
from ASPAS. Very well played. And I can't even lie. That was good by EG. That was actually good by EG.
And now with the chance to just pop off and tee off on EG.
Ice is doing the
Yep,
thing,
headshots
man. The
galore. That's gonna
thing.
be 3 for ASPAS.
If EA
And
1v5s
for
here,
EA,
I'm gonna leave.
Well, you're going to be completely stuck here at A Tower.
It's just annoying,
And
bro.
how about it for
God, let him know
ASPAS?
about it.
You know Ye just said it.
Four for
Fucking wish I was
ASPAS,
on
and
Jet. I would've
MIBR
fucking owned him.
quickly catch their 7th.
If you say one of
That was
my
disgusting.
creatures
That was a clear and cut ASPAS legend round. That's what you expect out of this guy's name. Didn't look amazing on the Rays.
Ah, he's just doing the thing now.
On the Jets, he can
Now we needed a
absolutely
6-6. I said
deliver.
it. It's not
Aldean has
possible.
been
It's just not.
gonna take
There's
the
just no
spotlight
hope.
a
We're
little bit on
broke.
this map.
8-2 here.
Supposed to remind everyone that he's still, in fact, in the server, and what was looking
And then
like
Ardzen's
a
probably
minor
gonna have
comeback
ult for
EG
9-2.
in
Nah,
this
it's just
half.
over, bro.
Stringing 2 together, 3 rounds in a row for EG.
MIBR is
would
playing
be
too well. I don't know why these
extremely
people give
good
me
in terms
hope.
of
I've
giving
seen. I
confidence
already
they
said
can
I've
maybe
seen this
salvage
movie 1,000
something
times,
in this
and
half,
yet I still
end it
take.
on a
I
5
still
and
get
7,
baited
something
by
like
the
that.
hope.
It's still certainly possible. And then they have ultimates online, but this round they just don't have money.
No. What a chance here for MIBR to put this half well out of reach. And that would be kind of a match for what we often see on Split lately, especially with the ability of playing things like a double duelist. You would hope your offensive side finds this kind of success, and Artisan has provided exactly what the doctor
Baiting
ordered.
mid control as much as they
EG is
can.
trouble here.
as well.
Yeah.
Forcing
Look at
EG to
Joseph
make a
Biden
play,
performing.
which EG isn't. And now they go back to a
EG
B
were trying to set up something over
again.
towards mid to spring a trap onto MIBR.
And it's the perfect call.
So at this stage,
Cool.
Ye looking for a single shot on the Sheriff. Is this going to be a dry peek? Artisan, Outlaw in
Wait
hand.
a second. Oh, he
Pops
dinked him
a
for
shot.
like
Delivers
half,
one
like
back,
a
but
little
I
bit of
don't think it
HP.
actually hit. They are going to go to site for free though. Question now will be, is it
Annoying.
going to be ultimates expended? You'd think probably not. Ye's already down.
Yeah, you would need a pick or two here if you were EG to consider this Rolling Thunder. You would think,
Ah.
especially since most of them are on Sheriffs. Fault line, special delivery with the flash, but ASPAS able to at least find the first kill before being affected, and then
It's
the immediate
over.
follow-up is clean. So just down to Icy with a judge.
I feel like we've seen this before. Icy often ends up the last
It is
one alive.
childish. Very immature behavior here.
That'll
Raised
work.
diff.
Yeah, well, that's good. That would have been a little sad if he didn't at least get that kill. And it really doesn't matter how many MIBR lose here. They have so much money still that
Okay.
a couple more members is fine. No more attack forces available for EG. They just
Verno
have to
Sky
survive this
ults.
half.
Yeah.
They can get a 4 and 8.
I
You'll
mean,
say
Nature
it's a
can
potential for a comeback.
They
That
can
would
do a
actually
trap
be a
setup.
good finish
Pretty
now
insane trap setup
for
if they
EG.
wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it's
3 and 9 is not the end of the world, but 2 and 10, you're ready to send MIBR 200 Thieves, and
oh yeah.
EG can just wallow in sadness as they wait for stage 2 to start, really.
Now I will say, kind of as a reflection and a bit of foreshadowing, depending on how this round goes, like EG have been good at the pistols in this matchup to this point. And how about this timing?
Okay.
The fault line has Icy for a free pick, overthrow.
We're
The setup at
par
mid,
for a nice,
and
clean
an
round
early
one
5v3
time.
is gonna have EG
Or is
able to
Cortesia gonna
breathe for
change
the first
everything?
time on this defensive half?
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to do something
Oh
similar to that
my
last
god,
round
he's
as well,
walked
just
into
trying to have
A.
players ready to go in mid.
Are you fucking serious, bro? Oh, they saw him.
And
They
that
saw him.
is
They saw him.
reveal as well. Cortesia has been found. And he's trapped.
Look at the separation here.
Pulling over rotators as well.
And now Sky's leaving.
What am I going to do about this one?
Does
Verno's
Verno
gonna move
ult?
through sewers to try and
Does
link up.
Verno ult from
Cortesia's
here?
just stuck on site, but he's not being aggressed upon right now. You also have pretty deep as Zenom on the other side of the map.
I mean, really, Zena would need to find some sort of an isolated pick to put a little bit more stress
Look at this,
onto
bro.
this EG defense, who looks like they're just going to allow this to be planted at A and then play for retake.
Full screens could be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, nice, Jake. Let's
He
go.
gets the isolated 1v1 and
Now he definitely won't
It could
ult.
just be EG focused forward in this 5v2. Seekers that they're ready for MIBR. Wouldn't expect that comes through in whatsoever. here,
EG's
especially
sending
Verno just
3
needing to
people
be
spawn to heaven.
guardian
I
of
don't know.
Cortesia
I don't know
down
why I'm
below window.
uncomfortable. I feel weird about this.
Clearing out screens is EG. There's the first
Okay.
pick, and that will be all that needs. Okay, EG.
Okay.
Comfortable
8-4.
defensive
There is a world.
Gets
There
the
is
three,
a
and they've got
small
20 ultimates to
world.
boot going into the last round of the half.
Yeah, it's a massive opening play coming through over towards mid. Then you just have the shutdown from Ye onto Zenom, the B lurk.
Last round in the half.
And good ability by Ye to be able to deny that as well, because
Funds to spare.
sure, if Zenom actually gets the kill, the long rotation for Zenom means it's going to be tough for him to rejoin the rest of MIBR on A, but just an extra wandering player can cause a little bit of chaos. More importantly, though,
There is a
3 on
small
board
world.
means
And
minimum
EG
of
have
3 to 9
3
here, but
strong
the possibility
ults.
of a 4-8 is a little bit tantalizing, I think. Be a good
Potentially
way
4
for
if
EG
Derek goes
to
for an
sort
orb
of
here, which he
do
is.
a minor recovery of this half. And 3 ultimates on board is a good way
Worth
for
it.
them to be able to do so.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, EG, you'd have to favor them slightly. They're starting to string together rounds, and they have the util. They have an extra ultimate now as well.
Oh,
After getting
almost.
the orb over towards B.
That would have been round secured.
If you're MIBR, you're trying
Ye
to pull
is,
something
or sorry,
out
Icy
early.
by
One of
himself
these
gonna
ults.
delay with his ult.
I've got your trail.
And interestingly enough, yeah, this Seekers
This
play through
A split.
ropes very well may provide that. Stealth drone deleted. Seekers revealing
Okay.
that the rotation's already underway. Armageddon getting called in immediately. IC showstopper.
Nice.
Right on into the face.
Good,
of
good,
Ardzin.
good,
No
good, good,
worries
good,
there.
good, 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 good.
As the Armageddon just provides a little
All right,
bit more time
MIBR
and space
mid-round back to
breathe, but
B.
the Rolling Thunder was called out simultaneously
Nah!
as that. So MIBR only lose one.
Nice.
And
You
Zenom
didn't die. You didn't die.
versus Supa could be huge in terms of the spike rotating back over. They only have a Cosmic Divide to try to delay this, do EG.
But like Qualifier has been left behind here. Just slow things down for EG, who haven't really rotated yet. Surely EG know by now that the
Now they
rotation has
know.
happened. For MIBR, the plant has come on through. Noise
This
has
is
been
very
made.
good by
Finally,
Supa.
Geniuses offensively have not been good on this map this year.
Poison orb emitting.
Okay. Verno cleared all of A in this time, and they could just play over B side. Although they could be
Yeah.
vents.
Well, the big first step here is holding
Oh
on
my
to
God.
tower and allowing the timing for Artisan to come
Alright.
over from the backside of this play.
B
but
retake.
Tower's been given up. All 5 members still alive.
Okay,
Artisan is
not a
activated.
bad position to be in.
And this is all about what route does he want to take.
All
He's
right.
actually going to go all the way back over to B main.
Spike down B.
You've got a little bit of a contest here over at
And
third.
Ardzin
It
just
does
wins the
provide some
round
deterrence to the
with the
spike being
flank.
planted immediately, but
I see.
look at Icy aware of this. Shot still land for Artisan. Boombots try to gain some space as EG continue to fight this from the tower.
Yay,
position.
Star.
It's just down to now what can.
Alright,
Whoa,
GG.
how about that? I was about to say, what can these players up top find? And ASPAS connects onto the first two, and Zenom somehow finds the third. EG can't get in repositioned.
GG's in the
to try
chat.
to deal with that
There's
fight
no
for
world.
tower, and MIBR take the pistol and get to 10.
I respect it. They didn't give me any hope.
Honestly, just bought
I like that,
barely enough
actually.
time over towards B main
Giving
as
me
well.
hope and then
Aspas
taking it
down
away
now,
is
but we've got
absolutely
3. We'll
brutal.
confirm when we see the scoreboard
Giving me
again.
no hope to begin with.
Brilliant
I can fuck
stuff
with that.
coming in through tower, losing control of sight, but doesn't make making the walk down happen.
Trust us in this reality.
And now a pistol going the way of MIBR. At this stage, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, you have to.
There is
force
just
the
no
EG.
planet where they
You're
come back
so
against
far
MIBR
behind
10-3.
that you really have to make something happen. If you
I
give
refuse
this
to believe a
into
team with
the
ASPAS in
MIBR
it
11
can't get
and
3
you're
more
only
rounds.
on 3, you might just have to kiss the map and the qualification
Just can't
goodbye.
happen.
But now this
Can't
feels like a
happen, will
must-win.
not
You're
happen.
going all in here. Anything less than a win here for EG
Did EG force? They better have
could be
forced.
the end of the map.
Okay, thank God.
And you can see what's lurking, that judge around the corner at Male into the face of all 5 players on Stingers. How dangerous that could be if EG continued to try to play through mid. There's the initial cross from Icy. Stealth drone deleted. Follow-up Nebula allows EG to try to get over towards Male, but now here comes Cortez Ye with the judge. Ye still able to find one in
Ye?
response. That's onto the B side in particular, so ASPAS has to take his direction
Oh,
over
it's
towards
ASPAS.
main. Gets onto the
Doesn't
side,
matter.
Cloudburst to keep him safe. Cortez Ye off the reload. Oh! Able to get a
Immature
lot of
gun.
damage done, but both defenders will fall, and we're gonna get a 2v2. Artson quickly over the top.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
Shot from Derek, and now it's down to Zenon for another 1v2 opportunity.
Derek
This
is
it, that's all
big
EG
flanking.
need. 2 versus 1.
Are you
Look how
joking?
far away the players are. Nature has been hit, and once the spike is tapped,
They lost. I can already tell they
have
lost
to
this round.
respond to it.
EG lost this
Aftershock will
round.
slow it down a little bit. Here we go.
I'm telling you, they lost this
Will
round.
delay further. Breach Tail is just so.
Yeah, but he gets it to
aggressive
halfway,
play
Avril.
for
He gets it
this
to
reason.
halfway. Fault line does connect. Nature has to step in to try to deal with this. A little bit of spam coming
I'm
through.
telling
The
you.
shots are there. And now Zenom, how do you decide how to play this? Steps up,
I knew it.
finds the shot
It's just
on
so
the nail.
obvious.
Oh my
Disgusting.
goodness. What a
Disgusting.
play
I
from
should just
Zenom.
spit. I want to
Sticks
spit
it
on my
to
monitor how
halfway as the
disgusting this is.
salvo comes in, doesn't take any damage from it, and MIBR are able to get to 11 at the EG panicking, trying to stay alive.
Just couldn't buy
It's
more
over.
time, and they
It's
threw
been over, though.
everything
Honestly,
in
it
there.
wouldn't have mattered.
Aftershock
I'm
salvos
glad
and
they
Breach
didn't
Tail
waste my
in that
time.
sort of situation, you would think so
Place of
damn
stars
good,
in
but
astral plane. I should
Derek and Nature couldn't work together more there, one by one. Checking Zenom, and Zenom has had multiple situations where he's nearly clutched out 2 1v3s where it came down to a single
Just the
1v1
missiles
and he
take
couldn't quite
so
lock it in.
long
But
when you
finally,
wrap
a
around
1
like
versus 2,
this.
says,
He
"I've
missiled
won
from
that before
here.
a couple times
This guy's
now,"
able to
and he
half.
locks
Of
it in
course
for
he's winning
MIBR
this
to
round.
take 11, and it's disaster, nightmare scenario for EG. But they have to force again. It's going to be a force every single round now.
It just has to be. And getting so close to finishing off that round, considering that the judge had packed such a huge punch up top at tower, you're thinking, ooh, we're good to go.
I mean,
Especially the Breach Tail combo.
the
but it
double
doesn't work.
satchel stun
And so
here
now
could be
EG,
good, but
Again, unlimited purchase. Against
ASPAS is
largely
here
full
too? Yeah,
rifles
GG.
for MIBR.
as soon as Icy or whoever jiggles
ask questions
and then they
like,
exec, ASPAS is about to get
Should they
3k.
have just
I think
used
ASPAS is going to
Fortnite
ace
itself
this
at the
round.
same time to ensure the kill, rather than spreading the utility out? For EG, that may have only bought them 1 round, but each round right now feels excruciating. Potential contact, by the way, on ramp.
Yeah, it feels like there's a
We're
little
holding
bit
our
of
breath.
both players are
Holding our
kind
breath on B.
What
for
are we
sure.
waiting for?
both players at A are just kind of jumping at each other. Here's the
Eh,
stealth drone.
didn't see ASPAS.
Zenom
Here he
denies
comes.
it.
That's 1.
ASPAS to the backside of screens
That's
goes
2.
unnoticed. Salvo in a little bit
Honestly,
of trouble, but wow,
unlucky
nice
that he
little
had-
deterrent
oh,
of that as he's
he
gonna
lived?
find more, and
Yeah,
wow, Zenom
wrap it up.
stepping up for the 3rd. Oh, mercy me. That's another one of those moments that MIBR could just do no wrong. And EG, down to a
What did EG really do that
2v5.
round? They waited the entire round. They didn't really make noise anywhere else, do anything to draw attention. There's no time.
1 enemy remaining.
You're not going to save nothing, so you're going to make the play happen. You're going to try and at least take something
Unlucky,
away.
man.
But a
Honestly,
flawless to put
good-
MLB
good-
up
good
to
job on
12.
Lotus, EG.
And now the question comes,
And then
is it
NT on
possible
Icebox.
for 9
No chance on
rounds
this
in a
map,
row
though.
to happen for EG?
It had to be a
If
2-0
you
or
were to
none.
hypothetically place a bet, you just wouldn't do it. It just wouldn't.
No.
You'd be parted with your money extremely quickly here. MIBR also have ult online, Cosmic Divide, Knives. I don't even know if it's really necessary, but ASPAS, we've seen what he's done with Bladestorm previously, completely destroying EG. But what we got in that last round, like, I don't know if they really had much of a plan there. Aside from Super making some walk up the ramp where no contact was found, the rest of EG just waited for almost a full minute in Garage.
Well, an early tag has already come through. EG still working largely on Stingers and Guardians.
Yay to XLG Gaming. What?
It's hard to frame up how you do this, especially in the
EG
face
is
of
not letting Yay go.
knives at the
Promise
ready.
you that.
Concept Divide at the ready.
That is a
But
contract
stealth
prison
goes
right there.
south towards B
That
tower.
is a super
Vents
max.
has been taken by EG, but that's a bit of a elective option as MIBR are just going to stack onto ramps and see if they can catch some isolation there. And this timing is going to be everything.
Super no. He needs to see a shoulder. He spotted it. But it's only the judge dropped down.
Toxins going up.
Fortizia, his turn to stop this. He won't be
I
able
mean,
to. Fortizia
it's a
had
formality.
on his body a Guardian, which is going to be better than a Stinger at least. And this is a better look for EG than what we saw the previous round. But can they hold on to it?
Oh, you're
Nice.
doing the thing again?
Makes this doable.
Okay.
2v2 situation. But ASPAS needs to be healed up. Oh, and Super punishes before he can get back to
30
full.
seconds left.
So now it's just down to one. Verno for the 1v2 and the win.
Verno wins this.
Footsteps to his left. Paying some respect to it. Opening shot
Oh,
misses, and Super
good
able to
jiggles
get the
by
wide
Superman.
swing with help from Ye to keep EG alive.
It's a formality, guys. I'm hungry. Let's wrap this up.
Was making noise on purpose there.
It's
to
a
give
call,
Ye
it's a
the
call.
opportunity to maybe swing, but
Who do we
Susie,
raid?
I can do it myself. Upgraded himself to the Guardian. Dropped a little bit earlier on. EG stave off
Scubba?
disaster.
Scubba's
One
streaming?
More round 8 in a row.
We can give him a
required
nice
now
little
for
raid.
EG, but at least they have some money and more weapons to work with, rather than honestly nothing.
Lion's Blade?
The shutdown on
I don't know what that
ASPAS,
is.
I think, was the biggest one. Just before he heals up, to deny the 2v2, give them that advantage. They don't get that kill, I think the round ends a different way.
Does Icy check this corner for Cortesia? Fault line cuts across, Salvo into vents, ASPAS on the cross, and yeah, you just spam it down, you find the
Really?
headshot
Like, we're
first
doing
point, good
this?
for EG.
Like, really?
MIBR gonna try to recognize and respond to this threat by putting a bit of pressure forward onto Mail, and you still have Ards in.
Really? Like, are we
Close
really
by
gonna
with
do
Verno
this? This is
at vents. They're
excruciating.
gonna actually change positions here as they recognize that this is a major threat, but ASPAS is able to find another over through mid-mail again, so you still know if you're MIBR that EG is stacked up a mid.
Like, don't we feel sick to our stomachs right now?
Audio initiation down as well, no breach. They pinch these two MIBR players over on a ramp. That's Ye onto Zenom over on B side.
Oh my fucking god, give me a break.
Impressive shot, but you don't expect
Come
Verno
on,
to also
Verno,
be
give
there.
me
Follow-up
something.
trade is
Holy
good.
fucking
Concept
Christos.
Divide will be, well, committed, not necessary, but
We already know
that at the
ASPAS
time.
ain't going. I ain't
And
moving
this
from
will
that
be
spot.
a 1v3 situation where, honestly, for ASPAS, you may just save this up, and it looks like he very well will.
He might have money, but the problem is the rest of his team does not. So saving will allow him to drop over a rifle for a teammate and also buy up one himself. But at the same time,
How did we miss?
temptation
Actually, that's
for
true.
ASPAS to
No, we
consider
saw the Verno kill.
opportunity to take away weapons from EG. So I think minimum might not go for. Okay, well, might not go
Until
for
it's double
the
digits,
actual
which
retake,
it won't
but
get to
an
there.
exit would be
But
pretty nice there,
in
'cause
the
EG is
rare
barely
case that we
holding
get
on
to
the
EG
economy
double
here, so
digits,
damage done by
I'll
ASPAS
get
could be
excited
large.
again.
Yeah.
Until then,
Well, yeah, the
do not
financial
waste my
damage
time.
here for MIBR is significant.
1 second, peeps. I
It'll
gotta
just be
visit
the
the
one
restaurant to play
rifle
some
for
stuff.
ASPAS. Everyone else on, well, looks to be classics, so. Bold
Yeah,
to put a
yeah,
plan in,
guys,
but you can
I
afford it,
can
so
see
why
the
not?
score. I see
On
that
the
it's
other front,
12-5.
Outlaw and 2 of each
I don't know why
rifle
people are typing
with full
this
armors.
score all of a sudden. No, I
Armageddon at the ready.
see
You're
it.
also really close to a Rolling Thunder and a Showstopper, so a lot of tools starting to come online here for EG.
Poison orb
But no mistakes can be made, of course.
Exactly. You're starting to feel like EG are finding a little bit of confidence now as well. EG, Ye on board.
Come on, guys.
Shutting down ASPAS. We had the hero rifle, by the way, and that rifle was a little far away to collect. Verno, I have a little bit of a tough time holding it.
Poison's off.
He's going to back out, so yeah, I'd imagine now they obviously don't know that Verno's gone. They don't know what's around the corner. This information game is a bit dangerous for EG currently.
Okay.
Page shells will land, takes down another, so 5v3 into a limited purchase should be a guaranteed 6th. Still a bit away from being able to talk about the word comeback. But
ASPAS is overrated.
I think
How?
the better part,
Explain.
the better news here for EG
Explain
right now, I
why
should say,
you
is that
think
you're
that.
building up your bank.
But don't
in case
hurt
someone
yourself.
starts to fall a little bit short, and more importantly, you're starting to build up some key ultimates that could help you get a little bit deeper into this run.
I mean, what's really happening here is EG have left base camp, but a long way from the summit still, obviously.
30 seconds left.
Basically,
Three left
because.
MIBR. Any damage done here is big. Remember, they didn't recover the rifle
Spike planted.
dropped by ASPAS. So they're gonna go for this. They're gonna have to do something about this.
So because
it's
someone
gonna be
gets
classic,
exit kills on rounds that are
Purchases would be
essentially
all that you would think would be
unwinnable,
coming through if they even decide
to
go for
get
this. So
some
they're just gonna
value
stack
out
up
of
a link,
them,
see if they can catch someone on the exit through vents,
they are overrated.
but it should be a pretty anticlimactic finish. So
Oh.
Rolling
Oh,
Thunder,
I
Armageddon,
see.
Viper's Pit, and
Okay.
the showstopper, I believe, is one off for EG. We're on the other side, MIBR, a little bit slower to charge up this next round of ults, but do have a couple, I believe, nearby.
Because they play high percentage Valorant
Trying to get a little bit of a peek here. Yeah, this is all about
and
trying
don't
to get
throw
this
away their
showstopper.
lives to give up free
You're able to
orbs,
get it. Plus one more.
they're overrated. I get it now.
And Zenom down low.
I'm starting to understand
Will be
what
dealt
you
with
guys
by
are
Derek,
saying.
So only one will drop,
It
and
seemed like
the ult is picked up.
EG were more keen to actually drop down MIBR. Like
A
they were
real
saying or
goat
something,
would
but
rush
it's
in a
not. What was
1v4
happening there? No
and die
weapons at
with
all.
honor.
Far more dangerous for EG to go
I think
hunting
you
for
guys
that.
have been watching
The
one
opposite
too
way
many
around.
animes.
Rod's like, all right, let's cut the shenanigans. We only need one round here. And in moments like this, you have to ask, might sound like a silly question, but is there more pressure on MIBR or EG? The answer is obviously on EG, but at the same time, once you allow EG to start stringing together rounds, they're gaining confidence, they're gaining momentum. MIBR maybe.
But what do you mean
dropping
by
the ball ever so
overrated and
slightly, it's like-
overglazed? How exactly? Like
This is more
everyone
than
thinking
likely
he's
still
good
going
when he
MIBR's way, but
is?
how many are EG going to get? before
It's just
MIBR can lock
rated.
in that 13, right?
I don't think it's an
still, like, one of those
over-
situations, like, you can't just say that everybody's gonna
No
win
one
the
is
map right now with any
over-exaggerating
confidence, 'cause
his
there is a level
skill.
of,
He's just
again,
good.
If EG can cycle through ults
The
and
best
start
we
to
have
build
ever
something
seen.
narratively that changes the pattern of what we've seen to this
Objectively.
point, like there still could be a pathway here. It's just, it's so far still. Like, that's the thing, is eventually MIBR are going to have full weapons and the ultimates that they feel like they could use just to win the game. But the stress of this double
He's
duel
aight.
position
Okay.
is being able to slow down EG, because it's just on a raised jet.
As long
and
as he's aight.
Really, that means it's really
We could work
on
with
what
that.
the Sky and the Astra can do. So it'll be interesting to see if EG continues to find first spots. And we've got an operator for Ye here.
Yeah, I know. This is going to
Not as good as Psalm at home, that's nobody. Obviously.
For an agent to
The
carry
sky is
operator.
fucking blue. You know what I mean?
Changing up the pace a little bit here. Maybe get a punish onto MIBR who want to go.
Of
one
course
way,
he's
look
not
at
as
finding
good
help.
as Sam at home.
And this is going to have to be down to, if this is the game plan of just play for Ye's pick to try to catch someone from MIBR getting aggressive, you have to show force through mail in order to be main, to try to pull this defense into this line of sight.
People are talking about
Because
ASPAS
otherwise,
like
you're
it's
just gonna have
faker.
EG that are waiting. We've seen what the waiting game looks like in the early rounds.
Yeah,
where
it's different levels.
Nothing happened. EG just stalled for a full
League
minute.
of Legends has also been out much
You want to see
longer,
some
right?
action over towards mid, to
Like,
draw people
way
through.
longer than
Trailblazers
Valorant.
First. You want to hide the operator. All they got to see with the Trailblazer. Super.
Here we go.
Default's there anyway.
We're going to get contact here because they're forcing the battle over through vents. So this is going to be these members.
Give ASPAS 14 years, see what he does.
Look at the second, just wait for the reset. And then the showstopper for Arts is going to come through to give him some space. Showstopper on the other side with the Armageddon coming through. Trades are decent, but for EG, this is everything. And Artson makes it even more punishing. To the 2v2 we go. Cortegia's
sorry,
LC
I have to
Derek on
watch.
top. He's your spike carrier. Tries to make his way on to A. The Viper's been called immediately to try to fermentify this post-plant 2v2.
Superman's too low.
Divide to be played in here, by the way.
Way too low.
Bumps in him.
Ain't happening, doggy.
The timing here. Super finds the first set with the trade to the 1v1.
I mean, this is... both of these guys are extremely clutch.
Not at full HP.
As long as Derek doesn't pull out the
Here
missiles,
comes the walk
I think he'll
on
be
the opposite side
aight.
of mid. Cosmic Divide is out. Derek, just misses the opportunity to find Zenom while still in the astral form. So now it's just down to who sees who first, and Derek will save things for EG again. 7-12. We go on.
Who sees who? The back of the head from Zenom, who looks
He's
for
the
that.
best player of all time in
We've seen
Valorant,
Zenom
and the
in
most
clutch
consistent. But
situations. He's
mechanically,
won those situations,
he is
just
not
got a
number
1v2
one.
win, but
That's a fact.
That was all Derek. 4 in a row.
So
now from
because
EG
he's
right
not
after the back
mechanically
pause,
number
called
one,
by MIBR.
but
Full rifles
is
in
number
hand,
one in
only
most
half
other
armor.
categories,
What a round for Derek to be able to come through on.
he's
Starting to
overrated?
delay things,
That's
Viper's pet
kind of crazy to say.
to allow him to plant in the open, then has to go into a duel.
Like, in your
up
opinion, if
against
he's
Zen,
not
who's
mechanically
performed
number
so
one,
well
but he's like mechanically number 3,
in very coin flippy situations
he's overrated?
against a Cosmic Divide,
I don't
where
agree
picking
with
the wrong
that
way,
logic.
The wrong time is the round, and maybe the entire qualifier gone.
Seeker's still ready for MIBR.
I'm number 1. Yeah, I know, we said that. At home.
It for no accord in the previous round.
We already mentioned that.
Can MIBR solve this problem?
Anywhere?
That is starting to brew on this
Not
EG
anywhere.
attack. Stealth drone up and into B tower. Does actually.
I'm your boy. I'm your fucking boy. I keep it real with you.
And you've got some key ground to work with, but look at this double walk up over through vents. Does Derek hold this angle long enough?
Sam actually had an insane tournament at Tokyo. Besides that one thing that we will not. It's like Voldemort. I'm not gonna say
You
it.
can just burst on into B unless Artson takes away the angle first, and he does find one with the paint shells, but nothing more.
Besides that, he actually had a sick event.
And potentially taken down by those two members. But if one thing EG may be guilty of a little bit too much is that patience, and they'll be rewarded for it this time. 2 kills. Open
right.
the map up.
30 seconds
As
left.
MIBR once
I
again has to
feel
split
like
the
I've been
difference here. They
watching
don't
this map
exactly
for
know where it's gonna
14
come
and a
from.
half
ASPAS will
hours.
deliver the news over. Or Zenom, ASPAS knows, and he has to pull through now.
Anyone
At least
else?
a minimum survive, which he's done through.
Yeah, gets out of there. Gives a chance for Zen.
How is it
to
12-7?
work his way back over to
Still.
A. But with the economy where it is, yeah, you might just be considering saving here if you're MIBR.
Unless EG can get to 10.
that
If
looks
EG can get to
over-
10, then it'll make it exciting
Giving
again.
over
Then it'll be
8
worth
to
it.
EG, which doesn't feel comfortable, closing the gap to 4. Now look.
Okay, let's
Again,
read
we
this
talk
one.
about the fact that
ASPAS
13
isn't
is more than
overrated.
likely for MIBR, but what is the end
But
result
people are
look like? Is
still
it gonna be a
talking about
13,
him as if
9,
he's
a
legit a
13,
10 times
10?
champs winner.
Or is it actually just going to be
How?
EG
By
seriously
saying what?
winning 9 rounds in a row?
All people say is he's the best there ever was,
Now we
and
can
he's the
start
best in
using
the
word
game.
comeback.
How does
The
that
only
imply
difference
he's a
is
10
we'll do the
times
word
champ
fake
winner?
before comeback.
I think that's how
Depending
you're
on how this
interpreting
route
it, and that's what makes
plays
it
out.
overrated to you.
Hunt is
IMO.
a little bit from Icy. A couple of the spam shots and
Kind of shitty timing for him to be saving when I am defending him.
Viper's pit
But
ready
whatever.
For MIBR. The Seeker still being held onto.
My point still stands.
And again, that's the thing is like as much as MIBR can be looking at some of these ultimates to try to congest the map a little bit, like they're not round-winning ultimates except for maybe the Showstopper, which Artson's only halfway built up towards. Same thing for the
I would
Knives, so-
understand if a player that has a
on
like
spectrum
high
side?
highs and low lows is considered like
Viper's pit mid.
consistently good as overrated. That makes more sense.
And it's starting to really feel good about EG.
But objectively,
At least
ASPAS
if
is
they
the greatest we've
end
seen.
This map, they kinda get the
All
same
the
face
numbers
a
prove
little
that.
bit.
You know what I mean?
Whereas before, the scoreline differential was so huge that you look back on that, and for EG, and it would be a bit disappointing. It's actually going to be. Viper's put on
That's
A,
not
the
that
other
doesn't
normal
that's not to
position
say
you see
he's
that.
the best there ever will be. We don't know.
Toxins going up.
With a really
That said-
peculiar toxic screen too, just kind of cutting across the front side of the A site. So it's almost to say Cortegia is just sitting there saying, if I feel
If he gets to
pressure, I
stay
can
at
just
home.
dive back into the backside of A and we can hold it. But EG initially will be funneled over towards mid. And look at the setup for
Extremely-
MIBR around B. It's just everyone playing corners right here.
Yeah, it's an extremely lightly held A.
Well,
Contact through Zenom here, and as you say, just double in the corners, having to be flushed out.
Oh boy.
Stars to delay things a little
Both
bit. but
duelists
also
at B.
Zenom's been
If
locked
they
out
end
of
up
this as
going
well.
B, this is
Yeah.
gonna be tough.
at least for now, it's almost as if they want to try to wait for the Seekers to come back into play here.
Wait.
Stuns come through. Salvo connects. No more ability for those smokes to come out. Artson up top.
ASPAS?
Not able to do too much. At the same, give me
Don't do this to me. Don't. This is frustrating me. Don't do this to me.
4v2. Thinking there might be someone over towards Dirk. Going to call the
30
Armageddon in.
seconds left.
That's going to guarantee the plant for Derek, but feels like a bit of an over-investment considering the current status, especially.
Any idea
knowing
what happened to Defo? I have actually
Cortegia's
no
still
idea. I
back
guess he
into his
quit
Viper's
playing.
pit
I don't
A,
even know
but
if he's on a
regardless of that,
team.
it's a 4v2,
I have no
and
idea.
EG are looking good for 9.
EG are always going to be a little bit more desperate to win these, obviously, given the round differential that they have. The good news is, Spectre we dropped in favor.
He's
of
in
picking up the
China?
rifle,
Oh,
but how much
shit.
the MIB
My
want to
bad,
play
my
this?
bad.
The answer is not at all. Even with Seekers looking a little bit too risky, money is looking a little bit too low. Can't even really afford to play for exits. They'll be happy with the fact that they got out the Armageddon. That is
You know what's disgusting
small
about this?
silver lining that they
EG is
probably
gonna get to
deserve
11
to
and
get,
then
but
lose
as I
in a
mentioned,
1v1 at the end to like a
Derek will
shorty.
Feel the pressure to drop
That's
in
what's
something
really
extra to
disgusting about all of
guarantee
this.
These rounds, and ASPAS, I think, in the corner that he held at the back of B, probably needed at
Like
least one more
Cove?
kill. I think a 2v3 seems workable with Seekers. A 2v4, just a little bit too far.
Okay. We go on. Weapons, affordable for MIBR for the most part. Maybe a light armor or two just still have to be considered, as Fraud will go back into what will be their last time out here. And you start to feel the intensity in the kitchen starting to rise just a touch. The heat's definitely leveling up.
I agree with that completely. Pato
is actually under more pressure.
conventional
You can see that the pressure on EG is still
23.
there. They're still dumping a little bit more than
Correct.
maybe they should in particular rounds, despite being 4-2 up, just wanting to make no mistakes of dropping a round that they need to absolutely win, because every single round they need to absolutely win. But at the same time, for MIBR, it's like, you should have closed the map already.
One more for double
sure.
digits.
How many has it been now? 5, I believe.
Yeah,
I feel like the second I start paying attention, they're just gonna lose, and so I'm not trying to jinx them, which jinxes don't
It's getting
exist.
out of
So
hand here for MIBR.
fuck it.
Would be a monumental fumble to
Top 3 goats of Valorant.
Being in a
I don't know
situation
who you
where
put at
you
number
were
3. There's a lot of
12
players
and
depending on what's
3
important
is
to
where
you.
we started this
Chronicle and
journey.
ASPAS
Now we're looking at 12 and
interchangeably
9.
1-2.
So the question was, can
Depending
we
on what's
EG
important
9
to you.
in a row? They can certainly get 6 in a row.
Going
After a
Astral
tactical pause. It's round
Number
better
3
be
just
it
kind of
for
depends
MIBR
again on
because
how
they
what your
definitely
category is,
broke
or like
afterwards, and they're
how
not
you
even in a position, by
categorize
way,
the goat.
to go for retakes at all, because I
Like,
think twice now they've gone
you
for
know?
a save. So they're losing a lot of these rounds just because, okay, we're just going to save again.
Yeah,
Save
yeah.
again. We don't want to be broke. Save one more time.
Poison's off.
Well, EG have definitely found something through mid to work with. And maybe just, again, just knowing that they've got a utility advantage against this double duel.
Dirk on most kills in VCT. Okay, if that's important to you,
look at Artsen's position
then
with the
you put him
judge
there.
tucked into a corner at B main.
I
So
don't know.
all the rest of MIBR's
But I
defense
know
can
for a
focus
fact, ASPAS
purely
and
on the
Chronicle
top tower positions.
in all
been an issue
categories
for
are
them.
consistently going to be 1-2 IMO. But
Messi as well
whatever.
has been left behind here to work through potentially
Like all time,
events.
obviously.
The unfortunate thing for Artisan is that, considering that EG's not going to push into him, a flank with a judge is not ideal. He's not going to be in a position to really get much out of that.
I think the conversation itself is
Seekers in play
brain dead.
very early, useful, mostly information.
Overall,
The
like I
information
like
does
to
reveal
do it for
one
fun
inside
is like
events is
whatever.
Messi's been forced to activate
But to
now.
have a serious conversation about it is kind of stupid because of how young the game is.
Well, this will be a 5v2 on site for now. And if you're MIBR and you're defending from inside the site, if you're Verno, if you're ASPAS, you just need to keep your lives. Here comes the rotation back over. Oh, look at the position from Supa. He's going to make sure nobody rotates across a tower. ASPAS playing in the back. Cortegi is able to find Superman, so now all of a sudden, EG a little bit stuck. Nebula about to fade. Ye finds the first. Good flash to come through, but the trades are relatively even. 3v2 situation. Advantage
GG.
MIBR. Time running out. Just down to Derek. It's just going to have to be him forcing it forward to find the kills.
All right.
It's not gonna happen. Zenom
They didn't get to
able
10
find
and
the
give me hope for no
1-2.
reason.
And MIBR
Honestly, NT by